Do not worry.
Why, hello everyone. Welcome to a brand new Do Not Worry stream. How's it going, everyone? I'm your host, Anthony, coming to you live from Lebanon, live from the 09. Sorry, everything's a little different today. I changed a little bit of the setup, and I can't see like my OBS display. I can't see myself, which is weird. I guess that's a good thing. I can see myself here. Hope you guys are doing good. Sorry for the absence of like regular streams. Ali, hello. Bob Vorn, hello. Jim. Hello, everyone. They're saying my audio's low. Can you guys hear me? Is the audio okay? Jay says live starts 3 minutes before I have to go back to work. Well, you can just, you know, you can listen to the audio. Jay, I'm sorry. It's nice to have you, even if just for a second. Hope everyone's doing well. Sorry, I'm a little bit out of it. Let me close this down real quick. First of all, welcome to a brand new stream. I got it. One second. I got to move the TV a little bit. I got to try to see myself. Does that solve it? A little bit. Kind of. The other camera is blocking my view, but the other camera, turn up the volume. Okay, let's try to do that. Okay. 1 second. I'm just going to turn up the mic. My mic should be at the maximum. Is this better? Is this okay? Let me know if this is all okay. I feel so out of place. It's been like a minute since I've done this. We've changed the setup so much. Anyways, guys, welcome to the show. Happy to have you here. We're going to be talking about some Jeffrey Epstein stuff. Look, I've been seeing the most. Maggie, hello, sends 3 hearts as her super message for the month. Thank you so much, Meg. Much love to you. There's just some nasty stuff to talk about, man. Like, just like the title says of this episode, these people are sick Fs. And is Ethan Klein on Piers Morgan? Look, my recollection of the news for the past couple of days is just scrolling through Twitter, seeing the most absurd headlines, and being like, "Is that real?" And just being like, "You know what? F it." I just forwarded to like the DM so I can keep track of this stuff and forward the link because I know I want to talk about it later. But that's just been insane. Also, I mean, Hassan is on YouTube, folks. We're now competing with Hassan Piker, streaming at the same time as Hassan on YouTube. What chance do we have? Honestly, what chance do we stand at this point? It's kind of funny though. Hassan has come to our turf, folks. It's time to take down Hassan. I'm kidding. We love Hassan. Welcome to YouTube, Hassan. Let me know if the audio is a little bit better. Jim says that's fine. All right, cool. Also, let me just take a second to remind you guys of just a couple of things here on the channel. Sorry, I'm losing my other screen. What is happening? Dear Lord. Sorry, guys. It's just I'm a little rusty. Okay, it seems to be working fine again. Miles Murphy Cork, hello. Hello, good sir. The person responsible for the name better left unsaid. Okay. Jim says, nobody can compete with Do Not Worry. Ali says, I love Hassan, but I'm here instead. Well, welcome, guys. Hey, I mean, shit, he's burning it up here on YouTube. He's bringing more attention to YouTube streaming, which is a good thing. All right, first of all, let me just remind you guys that if you guys would like to support the channel, we have a members goal of, is it 600 members? Yeah, 600 members. We are currently at 548 members. Thank you to all of our generous members who we love so much. And let me take a second to thank some of our lovely members. Beautiful members such as Shanna 9078, Random Eyeliner, Sita Down Under, one of our VIPs, Mac and Cheese 9989, Defunk 100K, Adria Staley, also scrolling down to Lost.tv, Snez Zelks, Aisha Hayati 9137, Minion Ease 1, and Jack Napier 7632, thank you guys so much for being members of the channel. Whether you've been gifted a membership, whether you're paying for your memberships, whether you just renewed yesterday, we love you. We appreciate you guys being here. You guys have to help keep the channel afloat. You help keep the crew members paid on the channel. So thanks to you guys, I can have these lovely crew members. And it's not just our members who we love, it is our lovely patrons as well, folks. God tier patrons like Elian Mujabir and Yalla Mabruk, a brand new God tier patron. Superhero patrons like Claudia, Khala, and Ahmad, Bader, Jordan M, Rhea D, Dr. William Watt for the boobs doctor. Blonde patrons like Daniel Nechle, Mercedes W, Alice Akerland, Fergus Grant, Bilal Mughrabi, and Edouard Sfer. Thank you guys so much. And abductee patrons like Bertram Balk, The Pigeon, Wax Wolf, Bad Pierogi, Caitlin Kegla, Yip McYib, Jim D. Dukers, Polish Pusher, Sharam Khan, Taylor Swift, Curly Legend, and Kung Fu Brisk. We appreciate you all. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Our patrons get exclusive Kitchen Nightmares reactions. One of my favorites, Gordon Ramsay. You guys get those straight onto... Oh, I think the mic is too low. That's what's happening. Here we go. Boom. I think this should make it a little bit better. Mic is more aimed straight at my mouth now. And I think now it might be too loud, so I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Let me know if this is better. Yeah, I think the mic was too low. Miles Murphy Crook says, can't wait for Better Left Unsaid. Yeah, I'm going to let you guys know. That is going to be Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Lebanon time. Although I would like to find another time than Sunday nights, but that's the only thing that's working now. So yeah, so patrons get exclusive Gordon Ramsay Kitchen Nightmares reactions, and our members get an exclusive live stream, which I'm going to be filming the next couple of days. I have something tomorrow, an engagement, so Thursday or Friday, members are going to get a live stream, and then I'm going to upload a new reaction to Patreon like by Sunday. There will be a brand new reaction up there. Ooh, thank you so much. And here's the link for our Patreon. We thank you guys. We love you guys. Thank you so much for all the support. Also, Jim D. Dukers, W in the chat, just gifted 5 Do Not Worry memberships. We already have 5 new members today, bringing us closer to our goal of... I mean, Jim and a handful of others, including Seated Down Under, are like responsible for all of our memberships. We love you guys. Thank you so much, Jim. You're way too kind. Dana Ali says, wish me luck. I have a meeting with my boss in 15 minutes. Let's go, Dana. Let's go. It's the Super Bowl? This Sunday's the Super Bowl. Ooh, crazy. Do I have anything planned? Oh, that's right. So maybe we shouldn't stream this Sunday. Nola Magnolia, another VIP who's constantly gifting memberships. Just gifted. Another 10. Another one. Guys, 1 Do Not Worry membership. Thank you so much. Every time I see the 1, I say 10 automatically. I'm too close to the screen. And Nola slaps with another Do Not Worry membership. We got 1 and 2. Ba-bam. We got the jab and the cross. Oops. Yeah, I'm trying to move a little bit. I'm trying to refix everything. Dana, let's kick some ass. Okay. And let's hope you get a raise. Everybody, let's manifest. Let's put it out into the ether. I don't do much of that, but, you know, for Dana, we're going to do it. Let us get, you know, that raise, that promotion. And I want more W's in the chat for Nola. We can pretend it's 11. Exactly. 1 and 1, it's 11. Nola, thank you so much. You've been so generous. We love you so much. Nola, Jim, the Seated Down Under, Haley D, Marina, Chris, Dreadful, everybody, man, all of you guys. You guys are amazing. Okay. So thank you guys for the support. We love you. You don't have to, and you guys don't have to send a single super chat. You don't have to gift a single membership. You don't have to join Patreon to support the channel. Just like the video, subscribe to the channel, become a Do Not Warrior. You know, leave a comment if you're watching the replay. Chill in the live chat. If you're watching live, subscribe, hop in the live chat, join our Discord. We have a very lovely community on Discord. We even have a new Lego channel. And speaking of Lego, let me just take a second to thank a brand new sponsor of the show, friend of the show. I mean, not the, you know, all-time sponsor, but I mean definitely friend of the show, who have sent us, folks. Are you ready? Are you ready? Brace yourselves. This beautiful Lord of the Rings Rivendell set. You guys have heard me talk about this nonstop for the past couple of weeks. We wished it. We put it out into the universe. We manifested it. And then the beautiful people over at Breaking.com sent me this beautiful Lord of the Rings Rivendell set, which I have been building live on stream for the past like week or something. It's been crazy. We've spent like 12 hours or 13 hours so far to put this stuff together. We have just a little library over there with a beautiful tower with the elvish statues all around the tower. And what we have down on the left, you'll see we've started building. We have a little river. We have a little bridge. We have a bunch of minifigures there. You'll see Sam, Frodo. We got little Bilbo. We got Gandalf and Gimli. Those little bastards right there. And you'll notice there's a gazebo that's missing here and then 2 trees. And then we're going to move on to the middle section, which is the biggest section. So there's about 2 more live streams coming. We got 2 more live streams coming. It's been super fun. I've been live streaming with my girlfriend, Demi. Here's a little sneak pickle. If you guys, you know, here we are just chilling. And let's go. And that's when we picked the gift.
So these are the names added.
And that's us picking the giveaway winner. By the way, we have... This is up for grabs. This is a Ghost Rider Spider-Man Lego set. This is up for grabs if you guys want to qualify for this thing. Okay? Just go to this video. Part 2, our 10-hour Lego Rivendell stream. I'm going to copy this into the live chat. Okay? Just go to part 2 of the... Just go to our YouTube channel. You'll find this on the front page. Go to the comment section. Just if you must live in Lebanon to qualify to this. Just write giveaway and whatever else you want to write, just so that we know you live in Lebanon and we can include you in the giveaway. And also follow Bricking on Instagram, bricking.lb. Give him a follow on Instagram, and also subscribe to Do Not Worry Gaming. I'll know if you did or didn't. Okay, you better subscribe to Do Not Worry Gaming, you bastards. So do all of that, and then you'll be good to go. So thank you so much to Bricking. We love them so much. There's going to be a second live stream. The third Lego live stream is going to happen on Thursday. And for Miles Murphy, so here's our schedule for the week, basically. Today I'm live streaming solo. Tomorrow night, I think the Nour and Karine are coming for a live stream. So that's tomorrow. Thursday, myself and Elias, my best friend, are continuing the Lego build of Rivendell. So Thursday, there's a Lego stream. Friday, we're playing Dark Souls 2 on the gaming channel. Saturday, I don't think I'm streaming. And Sunday... I mean, unless there's the Super Bowl, but we were planning on doing a Better Left Unsaid on Sunday, so maybe we'll hang it up and do nothing instead. But that's the plan. So the next Better Left Unsaid should be Sunday. We tried to do one on Monday about Epstein, but we couldn't get the 3 of us together. We were 3 dudes. I live on the other side of the planet. The dudes have jobs. Marina just slammed us with 1 Do Not Worry gifted membership. Let's go. We got 8 new members today. That's how we do it. You guys are crazy. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Ooh, Alvarez 27 just became a member. That's fucking awesome. Marina, thank you. Nola, thank you. Jim, thank you. You guys are awesome. Okay. So, all our love and thanks. I'll be cutting back to my good friends here from Middle Earth every night. Look how beautiful this is. We got 2 more live streams probably, and I'm already building a shelf. I don't even know where to put this. I met with a carpenter today. I'm going to have a shelf behind me to display the set and any future set I might choose to buy. So yeah, okay. With all that down, we have some news to get to. Slightly depressing, slightly shitty. And then just some weirdo fucking Epstein stuff. And then apparently Ethan Klein's going to be... Can someone double check? I saw a tweet that said that Ethan was going to be on Piers Morgan. I checked Piers Morgan. They uploaded another video today, not the Ethan video. So... Sorry, guys, I'm dehydrated as fuck. I'm dehydrated as all hell. Spelunky Boy says, can't believe Americans don't qualify. Won't you ever think about port? I mean, you know, it's easier for me to ship. It's cheaper for me to ship here in Lebanon. You know what I'm saying? You can get this, you know, for less than it's going to cost me to ship it. You know, just on Amazon. Okay. We're going to start by talking a little bit about ICE and the situation with ICE. Let me just make sure I haven't forgotten anything. Yep. Okay. The killers, supposedly, of Alex Preddy have been revealed. I'm not going to linger on this too much because I didn't get too many things about them, but like, that's them apparently. Jesus Ochoa, and Raimundo Gutierrez killed Alex Preddy. Those are the 2 dudes. I'm not sure who pulled the trigger. I think this guy pulled the trigger, but they're both like very experienced. One of them has been on the force for 8 years. The other one has been on the force for like 12 years. It's not like they were just picked up from the streets or something. Insane. They're also both Latino men, which is kind of crazy. Again, I always hate, like, the ICE agents that I hate the most are the ones that are themselves immigrants or like children of immigrants. It's like, you know what I mean? They're just trying to fit in. They're trying to assimilate. I guess that's what they have to do. But and it's just insane. Those are their faces. That's kind of nuts. You know what I'm saying? Also, very different profiles. This dude, I mean, handsome looking fella on the left. This dude, horrifying. More what you would kind of think of when you think of like an ICE agent. You know what I mean? But like just horrifying people. I hope they burn in hell, frankly, for what they did. And I don't think they'll ever see justice. Yeah, they both. Oh, that's right. They both pulled the trigger. Insane. Ugh. Let me try to find something about them on YouTube real quick. Are they not talking about them on the news? There's nothing on YouTube about them. Jesus. Okay, let me put their names on there. TYT Sports. Why is TYT Sports talking about this? I can't find anything about them. Barely. Oh, there's an H3 after show. Was there even an H3 show today for there to be an after show? What's the deal with that? Okay, let's watch TYT Sports, I guess.
In a report by ProPublica, we now have the names of the two killers that took the life of VA nurse Alex Preddy. This man's name is Jesus Jesse Ochoa. Investigative journalist Jacqueline Sweet compiled and posted these two photos of Ochoa, who is 43 years of age. He, like the next person you will see, was assigned to Operation Metro Surge that is costing the taxpayers.
Matthew Eve, hello. Hermio Torres, hello. We're talking about the shooters of Alex Preddy. These are the two bastards who were responsible for killing him.
Millions of dollars. Ochoa.
Ooh, Democracy Now! Let's do that. Boom, there we go. Thanks for the recommendation, Miles.
This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org. I'm Amy Goodman with Juan Gonzalez. In Minnesota, the Hennepin County Medical Examiner has ruled the death of the 37-year-old VA ICU nurse, Alex Preddy, a homicide due to multiple gunshot wounds. He was fatally shot by 2 Border Patrol agents January 24th. His killing comes just weeks after ICE agents fatally shot Renee Good, another 37-year-old. She was a 37-year-old mother of 3 in Minneapolis. On Friday, the Justice Department has announced it's conducting a civil rights investigation into Preddy's death. However, the administration has refused to identify the agents involved. But over the weekend, ProPublica identified the men as Border Patrol agent Jesus Jesse Ochoa and Customs and Border Protection Officer Raimundo Gutierrez, both from Texas. ProPublica reporter David McSwain joins us now from Washington, D.C. David, thanks so much for being with us. Can you start off by talking about the decision of ProPublica to name the names? Now, of course, we do know the name of the agent who shot Renee Good, but we haven't known these names, the 2 CBP agents.
Right. Well, this is a matter of intense public interest. We've all seen the videos. More than a week had passed, and in the interim, we were asking questions of, who are these?
Mohsen, hello. Guys, tomorrow there's going to be a fundraiser on No Politic here with Chris Kunzler and Isaac, and they're going to be working hard to raise some money for the people in Gaza, for the Gaza City Mutual Fund. It's the same fund that we did a fundraiser for together a few months ago. So if you guys supported that one, try to support that one tomorrow. That's going to be awesome. I'm definitely gonna tune in. Mohsen, يلا good luck لبكره يا محسن. نحن معكم ان شاء الله طلعوا كتير مصاري. Fingers crossed. ويلا بنحبكم، وانا حكون عم بحضر بكره محسن. حنكون معكم عم نحضر وبنشجع العالم كلها تتبرع اذا فيها تساعدكم. ويلا good luck. Everybody show Mohsen a lot of love in the chat.
Officers involved in the shooting that, from various angles, I think we all have questions about who shot and how it escalated so quickly. And, we came to the decision when we were able to identify these officers that this is in the public interest. This country has a tradition and norm of being able to identify law enforcement officers, both for their safety and the safety of the public. and the shielding of agents, both in terms of the administration's secrecy around them and their ability to wear masks as we see these violent encounters.
They're going to have a lot of fun guests. There's IDub scheduled. There's Madison from Cruel World, Happy Mind, Noah, Samson. I think that's it. I don't know how long the stream is going to be, but I think those are the guests that I know of for now. So definitely seems like a solid lineup. A lot of friends of the show. We had most of those people on, love everybody there, so it's going to be nice catching up with them. I hope I can I have some stuff to do during the day tomorrow, and then I have to set up for our stream at night, but I'll have a good chunk of time. Definitely want to hop in there a little bit and say hello in the chat.
In the streets, the first line of accountability would be able, for families to, find any sort of accountability would be to identify who those officers are. And, for potential prosecutors and so forth, same thing. And we found out from state leaders in Minnesota that, there was an intense frustration around just being able to figure out what happened.
I don't think they're going to talk. I'm going to go back to the TYT sports one because at least they're showing their faces.
In a report by ProPublica, Border Patrol since 2018, the second person named by ProPublica and identified by Sweet is this individual.
I mean, look, this is kind of a gay picture in the most loving way. Like what? Like, you know what I mean? This is like definitely gay. He's definitely gay coded. Which, hey, all the love, dude. Why are you out there killing immigrants? Or not even immigrants. He didn't even kill an immigrant. He killed an American. Why are you out there killing Americans? Come on, man. You're out there living your gay life. Who's stopping you? No one's stopping you. You can wear all the ice vests that you want. Just be yourself. Be happy. Okay, just stop killing American citizens. How about that? Is that too much to ask? No one's judging you. Everybody loves you for who you are. We hate you for killing people.
Raimundo Gutierrez, who is 35 years of age, he joined U.S. Customs and Border Patrol in 2014.
Hermio says it's just a man with a tan. Drax says YMCA ass fit. It's time to stay at the what? It's the lack of sleeves and lack of shirt underneath. It's the lack of sleeves and there's no shirt. Look, you can see that this man's stomach is exposed. So they're wearing these as like little crop tops. Hey, I'm just in my vest over here. Hey, this is no crop top. Why you calling me a cross-dresser? It's just a crop. It's not. It's just a vest. All right, it's a bulletproof vest. What's more badass than a bulletproof vest? Why am I making him sound New Yorker? He's Latino. I'm not gonna go for the Latino accent. Okay, I'm not here trying to be racist.
Should be noted, these are well-trained folks. They have been with these agencies for enough time that the rhetoric from, say, New York Senator Chuck Schumer does not fit, that they need more training. It's just a lie at this point. Explain this, Senator Schumer. Explain this to Alex Pretty's family.
Goddamn, man.
This is the image that will haunt them forever. It is the image that will haunt Minnesotans forever. It is the image that will haunt the murder. The University of Texas Pan American with a degree in criminal justice, according to his ex-wife, Angelica Ochoa, a longtime resident of the Rio Grande Valley. Ochoa had for years dreamed of working for the Border Patrol, and he would finally land a job there, she would state. By the time the couple split in the year 2021, he became a gun enthusiast with about 25 rifles, pistols, and shotguns per Angelica. Let's read that last line. Rifles, pistols, and
25 rifles. Ochoa's the guy with the mustache, right? Yeah, that's Ochoa. Holy hell, man. Dreamed of working for the Border Patrol and finally landed a job there. By the time the couple split in 2021, he had become a gun enthusiast with about 25 rifles. Where do you go wrong in your life? You know what I mean? So that's this one's Ochoa, right?
Like the next person you will see, was assigned to Operation Investigators Alex Pretty. This man's name is Jesus Jesse Ochoa.
This motherfucker's got 25 rifles? Goddamn, bro.
From J. David McSwain of ProPublica. Ochoa, who goes by Jesse, graduated from the University of Texas Pan American. By the time they had split in the year 2021, Ochoa had become a gun enthusiast with about 25 rifles, pistols, and shotguns. His ex-wife would say all of this to ProPublica. I want to be clear, when they're doing these recruitments, I really don't think they have any protocols at all. All you need is to be racist. You need to not care about your fellow man, and you need to have a pulse.
Is TYT Sports really about sports? This guy doesn't even have any sports memorabilia behind him. What is this?
Okay. But if they were to draw up a supporter of the regime and they were to employ said supporter of regime, this
What else we
accused
got
the
here? Democrats on the House Judiciary Committee, in a letter to Attorney General Pam Bondi, Monday, accused the Justice Department of covering up evidence in both Praise and Goods killings. Anytime I read Pam Bondi, I want to read like Bondi, so I become like Australian. DOJ has also blocked prosecutors and agents from cooperating with the state law enforcement officials and prevented state officials from accessing evidence, the letter said. That's a horrible Australian. Artful Decadence, hello. Not much, didn't miss much, to be honest with you. Stumbling my way through this first story. I'm rusty. All I want to do is build Lego and get more Lego. You know what I mean? All this depressing news. Plus, Hassan is on YouTube. Who wants me to talk about Jeffrey Epstein? Anyways, we're not even talking about Jeffrey Epstein yet. That stuff is just... I don't even want to read that stuff, to be honest with you guys. It's just so dark.
Yes. Stephen Miller called Alex Preddy an assassin who tried to murder federal agents.
I mean, we don't need to go through this whole thing. But anyways. Oh, here's a little sneak peek into some of what's coming up later. Anyways, this is pretty cool. This isn't dystopian at all. Breaking U.S. Department of Homeland Security buys industrial warehouses in 8+ states for large-scale detention facilities. Let me read that again. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security buys industrial warehouses in 8+ states for large-scale detention facilities. Think Amazon warehouse. This is kind of what they're doing for immigrants at this point. This is where they're going to be keeping immigrants from now on. How psychotic is that? Massive.
To the right, that goes to the roof.
Immigrants on the roof. Oh my God, are they going to put them on the... Why are they going inside? Are they going to keep them on the roof? Are they going to keep them there? Oh, that's from the... Is this on the outside? Where are they? What the fuck? It's like a giant sardine can. Oh my God, dude. They're not going to let them bathe. They're not going to give them cleaning supplies. They're not going to give them hygiene products. Oh, this is fucking disgusting, man. And people wondered like how the Holocaust happened decades ago. This is how it happens. Exactly like this. That's exactly. Oopsie. Here, let's have that here. That's crazy. Alvarez says real life purgatory. Yeah, I know, it's fucking crazy. It's nasty. Also, this was Hassan's first day on YouTube. So this is a couple days old. I was supposed to stream a couple days ago. Look what an awesome day on YouTube that was. His first stream back. I think this was his ever live stream on YouTube, which is kind of crazy to think. Hassan has been on YouTube for so long. His YouTube channel has been really popular, uploading clips from the stream. Obviously, he's been on YouTube Live, I guess you can say, with H3 as part of Leftovers, but like him doing solo, those numbers blew his Twitch numbers out of the water. Like, as soon as the live stream was done, he was already past 1 million views, which is crazy. Peak viewers of 146,000 viewers, which was insane. 384,000 total chats, 23,000 new subscribers in one live stream, and $18,000 in super chats, which is fucking insane. Which, by the way, he very generously like donated to a Los Angeles charity. I don't remember the name of the charity, but like, what an insane way to make it to YouTube. What an insane like announcement. Very badass. And I think what was funny is like H3 was streaming at the same time, and like they were getting like the regular 25K, 26,000 viewers, which is still a lot. But like he was just like, what's the term? Mogging them. But I mean, now I guess now that he's been back on YouTube for a few days, the numbers have like stabilized. He's not gonna get 100,000 every day, but I mean, still, what a crazy way for him to come on YouTube. That's because he was banned off of Twitch for a couple days. Crazy, insane. Oh, he dual streamed during the election. Gato says, okay. But that was his first ever solo YouTube stream. That was his first ever solo YouTube stream. Anyways, incredible numbers, incredible numbers for, you know, one of the pioneers of the space. What can we say? Retweet if you stand with ICE. Okay. You guys want to get copyrighted? Is this worth getting copyrighted? What do you think? We got a couple of dudes, just 3 white friends out here rapping and simping for ICE. I rep for the red, white, and blue. God, I hope I don't get copyrighted just for those 5 seconds. That's a good, that's a nice looking face right there. That's a friendly looking man. Hermio says, I know all the usual anti-Hassan content mills weren't happy that Hassan still held a larger audience during that stream. Yeah, that was insane. Also, I mean, it's smart that he's dual streaming now, because a lot of, I very rarely use Twitch. Twitch, I don't think is also as intuitive as a platform. Like, why is Twitch, is there a TV Twitch app? I think there is, right? There has to be. There has to be. I just don't have it. Like, I don't know. I don't use Twitch nearly as much. And if it's not on TVs, that is the stupidest thing. Is Twitch available on TVs? I really need to find out now. Because if it's not, is Twitch available on TV? Yes? Okay. On many TVs, through native apps, on smart TV platforms. Okay. Cool. But like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm not interested of streaming on Twitch. I kind of like it here on YouTube. It's chill. I'll occasionally tune in to watch people on Twitch. Like, iDubbbz is on Twitch. I'll tune in whenever I'm on. But like, it's not a platform that I regularly use. But I'll watch a few people on there, including iDubbbz. Friend of the show, iDubbbz, by the way. MKMT, hello. Man with long last name says Twitch ads are unskippable. Also, I was thinking of talking about this tomorrow, but we'll talk about it again, but this is unacceptable. So Darren Aronofski, one of the best filmmakers, I mean, you know, he's made Requiem for a Dream, The Wrestler, The Whale recently. What else has he made? Mother, Darren Aronofski. Let's look at some of his filmography. The Fountain, The Fighter, Noah, you know. Caught Did he make Caught Stealing? Black Swan. I mean, again, very visionary filmmaker. You know, you could love him or you can hate him. The dude's got style. Very talented, certainly. You know what I mean? But Hermio says, plus, admittedly, the way you throw your insults, you would get banned for saying anything bad about Zionists. Look, I think that's coming. I think that's coming on to YouTube eventually. If Twitch is stopping people from saying Zionist, YouTube is going to follow suit at some point. They're not going to let YouTube get away with it. If they're banning it on TikTok, they're banning it on Twitch. It's going to be banned here at some point. They might even fucking decide to demonetize my whole channel. Just looking back at the content that we did during the genocide and how we continue to call out Zionism and stuff. Who knows what's going to happen, you know what I mean? It's a dangerous game. So anyways, Darren Aronofsky is in some hot water because the first trailer for his AI animated series just dropped. It's called On This Day, 1776. It completely uses generative AI, including tech made by Google DeepMind. It tells short narrative stories about the Revolutionary War, but it does have SAG voice actors. So he has hired, you know, actors, and they're all part of the Screen Actors Guild. So I guess he's trying to be like, hey, it's not fully AI. I'm still supporting working actors, but like the whole thing is made with generative AI. Let's watch this because it looks fucking hideous. It looks just like the worst AI slop you'll find on like Facebook or something. I don't even know why he's doing this. This has just completely like ruined his reputation within an instant. You know what I mean? Like, everyone on Twitter fucking hates him now. All of film Twitter has turned on him instantly. And I mean, look, I can't blame him, man. I can't blame him. Like, using AI as like a tool on like Adobe Photoshop to make it easier to like remove the background from a photo, that's fine. Using AI to like, you know, fill in doing some touch-ups and stuff, This stuff is fine. You know what I mean? There have been AI tools for a long time already, but like this kind of thing, instead of hiring real actors, real crew members, just fucking sitting there and prompting Google whatever to make this. So we'll probably get copyrighted for this, but let's watch it because I'm curious to see how hideous it looks.
The rebellious war is become more general.
Too many still unsure of why we fight.
Horrible. And it says, oh, I already hate it. It says Darren Aronofsky's new AI animated series. So they're calling it animated, but like it's made to look photoreal. So it's just disturbing, and everything is framed so in such an AI way where they have everything like very centered. Not here, but like the rest of the shots, you'll see them.
The rebellious war is become more general.
Too many still unsure.
Oh, like come on, man. This is hideous. He should be ashamed of himself, man.
Sure of why we fight.
We have it in our power to.
I hate this. Just look at the flag. It's becoming like, I hate the way AI textures, basically. I hate the way AI textures look. Like this flag right now, it looks like, I don't even know, I can't even describe it. It looks like, what do you call them? A stock photo. It looks like a stock photo, basically. It's the best I can say. Like, it looks like a recreation, an AI recreation of a stock photo of a flag. This all looks like stock footage, by the way. I think that's the best way to describe a lot of this stuff. Just fucking stock.
Begin the world over again.
There is no way
Oh.
but forward.
Like this shot is horrendous, man. I don't know, man. I just hate this. I fucking hate generative AI.
We are now the troops of the United Colonies of North America.
For the purpose of establishing
Oh.
an independent empire.
Who are you?
Massachusetts!
That's not to surrender.
I'm sorry, like, look at this guy's
That's
face.
not to surrender.
Look at this fucking dude's face, man. Are you kidding me? You think I want to look at this? You think I want to watch this? I mean, honestly, I wouldn't watch this even if this were made with real actors. I don't care about this. The Revolutionary War in America. Good luck. You know what I mean? As an American citizen, allow me to say I don't care about this. I would not want to watch this. On this day, 1776. What can you say? I mean, look, do some of the shots look kind of photoreal? Sure, some of them, like this is, look at that. It's a pretty good looking mouth. What can I say? Those teeth look pretty good. Too good for the time. You should have told your generative AI, you know, give me someone's teeth that, how would a man's teeth look like in 1776? They would definitely not look like fucking this. Perfect ass fucking braces on there. Perfectly white. Everyone's teeth were fucking busted up. What is this? Look at all these perfect teeth. Is it so hard for AI to be accurate with the teeth?
For the purpose
This shot is horrendous. Oh my
Of the
God.
United Colonies of North America.
for the purpose of establishing an independent empire.
Who are you?
Massachusetts!
Massachusetts, Delaware.
That's not to surrender.
Anyways, let's look at some of the comments. Ooh, a friend of the show, my Lebanese friend, and he stabbed it. Says most overrated director, and now this. No hate watching, no fucking hate watching. Your AI slop bores me. No one should watch this. Garrett Watts is burning it all down. I hope the Google money was worth the reputational damage. Exactly. Like, how much did they, unless he genuinely was really dying to make this, and this was like a creative exercise that Darren Aronofsky was like, you know what? I want to prove people wrong. I think generative AI can be great, and it's a great tool for storytelling, and it breaks down walls and barriers. And barriers to entry. It makes creativity more accessible for the masses. And look, I'm still using SAG actors, and there's a way to marry AI and the traditional way of doing things and SAG. You know what I mean? And we'll work together. It's like nah, dude. I don't know, man. I think this isn't gonna be worth it. Like, this is, who the fuck wants to watch this? You know what I mean? So to risk ruining your fucking career. Now look, if Darren Aronofsky announces that he's making another theatrical film, are there going to be actors Are most actors still going to want to work with him? Probably. Are most audience members still going to watch his films? Yes. Is this mainly something that film Twitter is angry about? Yes, most likely. I think that film Twitter is the only community where this is actually having a big impact. But I mean, I think it's important to talk about. Jim, with some rich history right now. With a very also generous dono with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Jim. He says the American Revolution was just the richest white men in North America wanting to keep more for themselves rather than sending some to rich white Englishmen. Oh, okay. The richest white men in North America wanting to keep more for themselves rather than sending some to rich white Englishmen. So it was just white men against white men. That sounds like a fun little struggle. And thank you so much for the generous $10 dono, Jim. We appreciate you. This person can't believe it. Look at that. Had to double check the name when you find out your goat washed. Let's look at some of the quote tweets because this thing, I mean, this tweet blew up with how many? 16.2 million views. So, I mean, this thing went around. Film Twitter had a ball with this thing. Oh, wait, no. How do I look at the quotes again? How do you view quotes? There we go. They keep changing the shit. Hidden Iron says it's perhaps cheaper. One of the big points of the SAG-AFTRA writer's strike was about AI being used, using actors' filmed work. How it feels seeing multiple directors I dislike sabotage their own reputations. He's probably talking about Quentin Tarantino as another one, when he randomly started calling out actors like Paul Dano out of the blue and insulting them, which made everyone hate Quentin Tarantino, even though you should hate him because he's a piece of shit Zionist. I like Darren Aronofsky, but his involvement with this AI garbage is massively disappointing. I agree. Fuck Darren Aronofsky. So everyone's fucking angry with him. Everyone hates it. Everyone hates this AI garbage. No one's fucking with it. What do you guys think? I'm curious to know. Leave it in the comments. Leave it in the live chat. Okay, we're going to get to Jeffrey Epstein, folks. That was all the fun little stuff we had. Time to hop in to the dreaded Jeffrey Epstein. I don't even know where to start with this. This is genuinely, like, I'm going to read some of the titles that I have in this list of Jeffrey Epstein, headlines and titles and tweets. Insane accusations. Brett Ratner uncredited. Prince Andrew. Trump and files. Trump threat. Meeting Melania. Dancing clip. Chasing clip. Pageant. Bill Gates. Crazy files. Magnifying glass. You want to know the magnifying glass? Apparently, I just saw that like an hour ago. He would spread girls on the floor and burn them with a magnifying glass. Have Bush and Baby. More files. Kimball Musk. Elon Party. Elon responds. Whoops. Finkelstein. And then I have Brett Ratner on Piers Morgan. So if Ethan Klein doesn't make a Piers Morgan appearance, we're watching Brett Ratner try to lie his way through being on the Epstein Island. We're going to have some fun. Jim D. Duker sends another very generous $5 dono and says, and George Washington was a crappy general, but he was the richest dude on the continent. I believe that. And thank you so much. We can always count on Jim for some history lessons, knows all the shit on the top of his head. We appreciate you, Jim. We love you. Let's get into some sick shit, folks. I don't know what is up. And look, I'm sure Lebanese people have done some very sick shit before. Arabs, everyone's guilty of this stuff. But I mean, man, a lot of white people on that Epstein Island, huh? A lot of white people on that Epstein list and those documents. A lot of rich white folk. Admire the beautiful Rivendell set as I drink. Actually, I do not want to associate this beautiful Rivendell set with Epstein. No, never. It's too pure for that. You're too pure, Rivendell. Okay, boyahun, nerle terain, that karmenik. Sorry, I'm just speaking Elvish to my Rivendell set. There we go. But bang. Okay, there's no way to do this other than just jumping in. Then we're going to watch maybe the CoffeeZilla video and then that Brett Ratner Piers Morgan interview. And please let me know in the live chat if okay, Artful wants to look at Rivendell. That's enough. That's enough. Mike Dippy says Epstein Island Lego set. Oh my god, that's so fucked up. That's so fucked up. Someone needs to make like a parody version of that. You know what I mean? Like a meme. That's so messed up. Oh my god, dude. and you do like little traps and all that. The Epstein minifigure with a magnifying glass to torture the girls. Oh, just so messed up. Why would you even say that? Why would I repeat it? Okay, let me click the Bush and Baby link because it's right there. It's just begging to be clicked. Guys, this is so sick. We're just gonna go through reading some of these files. I'm sure you guys have heard a lot of these before. Like, what do I have to add? Just react with me as we get grossed out. Look, I don't even want to talk. The Zohran Mamdani, they're saying he's Zohran's dad. How dumb is that shit? That'd be pretty funny though. Anyways, let's start. Bush Sr. was a rapist. Prince Andrew tortured a girl, then had her killed. Trump's head of security threatened a girl that if she blabbed, she'd be buried under a golf course, like the other C words. Elon Musk emailed Epstein about visiting the island. Assuming all of this is real, these new releases are a fucking bombshell, and we all owe Representative Thomas Massie a huge debt of gratitude. So let's see just some of the greatest hits. Oh my God, man. I want to... Okay, I didn't realize Bush raped him too. Okay, so they're talking about Bush Sr. here. So Bush Sr. apparently raped a young male man. Not a male man, but a male. Yeah, why did I say male man? Of course he's going to be a man if he's a male. A young man. I shouldn't even be laughing. Okay, just fucking read, Anthony. Says, I'd like to add a few other points disclosed by the purported victim. While on his yacht, he witnessed African-American males having sex with white blonde females, all of whom were bleeding during intercourse. He was a victim of a type of ritualistic sacrifice in which his feet were cut with a scimitar but left no scarring. On the yacht, he witnessed babies being dismembered, their intestines removed, and individuals eating the feces from these intestines. He was also raped by George Bush I. Look, I'll be honest with you guys. Some of this stuff is so unhinged and so fucking crazy that part of me doesn't even know if I can believe it. Like, it literally sounds like, you know, like apparently the word pizza appears in these files like 100 times, so like Pizzagate could have been real. This honestly sounds so crazy, so fucking absurd, that it's like, I mean, holy shit. If this is real, this is like just fucking insanity, man. We gotta like just go, like, I don't know, man. What do you do? Like, what do you say to this? Like, how do I react to this? George Bush raped a man. They used, there was a ritualistic sacrifices where they use a fucking scimitar, slashing people's feet, eating babies. Like, listen, I'm all for conspiracy theories and like, you know, the rich are crazy. Like, if they're actually out there eating babies, like, if I were rich, if I were a billionaire, the last thing I would think to do is eat a baby. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things I'd want to do before eating a baby, but maybe that's what it is about being rich. You do everything. You've experienced it all. You know what I mean? You've climbed the highest mountain. You've bought buildings. You own 10 yachts. You want to taste the flesh of a young baby? Of course. Makes sense. I just don't get it. Who said this again? Like, so one of the victims... Victim said he was escorted to the FBI building by Michael Moore, who was the creator of True Pundit, described by multiple online sources as a conspiracy-driven news website that attempts to paint the FBI in a bad light. Moore has a criminal record as a result of an FBI investigation. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. If it's real, it's crazy. If it's not, it sounds fucking crazy. Now, here's where shit gets. I mean, look, guys, this is Brett Ratner, director of X-Men 3, The Last Stand, also director of Rush Hour 1 and Rush Hour 2. Also the director of, I think, This Means War, from not that long ago. When did that movie come out? Let's look at Brett Ratner's filmography. And then we're gonna watch Brett Ratner's interview with Piers Morgan. That's gonna be even better. That's gonna be even more fun. Brett Ratner, let's watch his fucking movies. Let's not watch them. Let's look at the filmography. Okay, show me the whole list. He made Rush Hour. He's maybe a producer on Rush Hour. He's trying to get Rush Hour 4 made. He's made Rush Hour 3, Rush Hour 2, Melania recently. And again, Brett Ratner has been credibly accused of sexual harassment in Hollywood by multiple actresses and people, including Olivia Munn. So he's already been blacklisted in Hollywood for many years. I've told this story before. So recently, I recently heard that he was trying to like get work and gigs in like Saudi Arabia and Dubai because they'll hire anyone, any celebrity who worked in like Hollywood that they can get their hands on to add credibility to what Saudi Arabia or Dubai are doing. They're gonna do that. So he's out there working, trying to get work in the Middle East. And he literally, the only job he could do was direct Melania. He made Melania for the Trumps, and since he's also kind of involved with, like, you know, the whole Epstein stuff, so it kind of, rumor was that, like, he made Melania as a way to, like, get into Trump's good graces as well, because Trump is friends with the Ellisons. The Ellisons own Paramount Studios, and Paramount Studios recently greenlit a Rush Hour 4 movie. So the whole thing is kind of connected. And Trump said, why don't they make a 4th Rush Hour movie? So he was asking for a 4th Rush Hour movie. Literally, like 5 days later, Paramount announced that they're going to try to make a Rush Hour movie. The director is Brett Ratner, the director of Melania, the fucking documentary of Trump's wife. Like, who wants to watch a Melania Trump documentary? I'm sure I want to know the real story of, like, how she was trafficked to Trump. That's what I want to know, not whatever fucking bullshit they made. But, like, the whole thing, there's a weird fucking thing about Rush Hour. And also, Chris Tucker from Rush Hour was also on Epstein's island. Or on Epstein's plane. One of the two. Everyone's connected. It's all so fucked, folks. They might not have eaten babies, but Hollywood is fucked. It is a cabal of fucks. He also made Hercules in 2014. Yo, that was a piece of shit film. He made Tower Heist, Money Talks, After the Sunset. Anyways, so here's a picture of Brett Ratner with a young lady and Jeffrey Epstein with another young lady. Previously tarnished by accusations, here's a newly released picture of Brett Ratner with his buddy Jeffrey Epstein and 2 of Epstein's girls/victims, the director of the $40 million Jeff Bezos Amazon Prime Video funded bomb of a documentary, Disguised Bribe. Oh, it came out on Prime Video? That's even fucking more sad. That's even sadder. Jeffrey Bezos was involved in that abomination? So it's been premiering in the laughable infomercial with Melania for the past week. Is in the Epstein web with Melania and her orange sugar daddy, another sexual predator in the Trump administration. Jeffrey Epstein circle. Can't make this shit up. Where MAGA at? What a fucking creepy looking motherfucker, dude. I'm kind of tempted to jump to the Piers Morgan interview with him right now. I want to watch this right now. Okay, let's try. I want to watch that. Let's open it up at least. YouTube. Piers Morgan. Yeah, I don't think they're going to release that Ethan Klein video today. They released another video. Why would they release more than one video in one day? I kind of want to jump. To this. Let's go.
Silence. I look
Brett
forward
Ratner.
to my day in court.
Did Don Lemon, in your estimation, break the law?
No, he didn't. It's not even close.
Boom, there we
I
go.
don't do politics. I do.
Well, finally, it's fair to say that before it's released this weekend, reviews for the...
So here's that picture. Also, Brett Ratner, director of Melania, response to...
Were you aware of any of those
about that.
conversations?
You know, the truth is...
response to reports that crew members requested to remain uncredited on the film.
A lot of crew people...
There were a few people that asked to not be credited on the movie. Were you aware of any of those conversations?
That. You know, the truth is, all my crew, the key crew, the main crew, we picked up a lot of crew people because we shot in Washington, D.C., we shot in... Hold on, let me answer. Yeah. We shot in Washington, D.C., we shot in New York, and we shot in Florida. So we pick up day players. So I understand if a liberal is working on the movie and they don't want to be credited, but they want to feed their family. I don't blame anybody for that. I don't know who didn't want to be a part of it, but I wasn't aware of it. But I learned about it when I read it.
Thank you. There were a few people that...
Also, maybe they don't want to be, they want to feed their family and they don't want people to know that they worked with an accused, like, sex pest such as yourself. Anyways, I kind of want to watch him before we get to this disturbing Prince Andrew picture. Let's watch... this fucking dumbass try to explain this fucking creepy ass photo to Piers Morgan and the world, honestly. That's Melania in the picture? Really? How do you know? McGee says that's Melania in the picture. You think that's Melania? I mean, it is similar hair.
The new Melania documentary film from mainstream press were less than glowing. A cheeseball infomercial of staggering inertia, said Variety. Dispiriting, deadly, and unrevealing, said the UK Guardian. Glossy, but curiously impersonal, said the New York Times. However, judging by the box office, the film has been a smash hit. Melania is officially the highest grossing documentary of the last 10 years. And joining me now are Melania's director, Brett Ratner, and producer Mark Beckham, who's also a senior advisor to the First Lady. Well, welcome to both of you.
Welcome. Thanks for having us, Piers.
Thank you.
Long time.
It's been a long time. It certainly has. And Brett, I've got to say, I watched the movie. I enjoyed the movie. I'm not an impartial viewer of the movie. I've known the First Lady 20 years, since I first did Celebrity Apprentice and spent a lot of time around the Trumps. I've seen her many times over the years. I've always liked her. I think she has, in private, she's very warm. She's funny. She's smart. She's, I think, very self-aware. And I think in public, she's been remarkably, I think, skilled in the way she's been a First Lady amid unbelievable pressure. You know, this is somebody who's had to watch her husband get shot at, nearly assassinated. People try to put him in jail. Obviously, all the scandal that swirls around with Trump at any given moment, all the division and contention and so on. And yet, amid it all, has been this very calm rock in the form of Melania.
E+ or an A-. So it shows you the separation between the critics and the audience, the true audience. I mean, I think it's the largest spread. I think the number on Rotten Tomatoes is maybe 10%. It fluctuates between 6 and 10% based on new reviews coming in. And then it's got a 98 or 99% audience favor. So it's an interesting case study, if anything, to say we have something that's unprecedented. We have an A cinema score. I don't know how many of I don't think any of my movies that I've made in the past have ever had an A cinema score.
Okay, I want to get back to that because I want to explain why it has an A cinema score. It's very easy to explain.
And yet, amid it all, has been this very calm rock in the form of Melania, quite mysterious in many ways, if you don't know her. So I watched it and I enjoyed it. And I think that what's interesting to me is watching people review it who clearly have an agenda against the Trumps. They're trashing it. And conversely, people who love the Trumps all saying it's the greatest movie of all time. I don't think it's either. I don't think even you would say it's the greatest movie of all time. But what's been your assessment of how this has played out?
Well, it shows, I think, everyone that you can't really trust the critics. We have something that's unprecedented. We have an A cinema score. I don't know how many of I don't think any of my movies that I've made in the past have ever had an A cinema score. So, usually a good movie is a B+ or an A-. So it shows you the separation between the critics and the audience, the true audience. I mean, I think it's the largest spread.
So the only reason why it has an A cinema score, you get that by surveying people that are leaving the movie theater. Okay? If someone paid to watch a Melania documentary at the movie theater, they're already bought into the Donald Trump fucking MAGA whole thing, dude. Okay? They bought the ticket to watch Melania. They already love Trump. They love MAGA. They love Melania. They're going to eat that shit up. So they're going to walk out. They're going to ask him, hey, what did you think of the movie? Oh, I loved it. It's the greatest thing ever. Yeah, how? Like, that's how it's going to go. Okay? When he made X-Men The Last Stand, of course it's not going to get an A cinema score because it had just X-Men fans who don't give a shit about Brett Ratner and who are impartial to like X-Men as a brand. They want to see a good movie. If the movie's good, they're going to say, hey, it was good. If it was bad, they're going to say, hey, it was bad. When you're paying money to watch a Melania Trump documentary, you're already bought in. No liberal is going to buy, like, no discerning film goer is going to buy a ticket to go to the movie theaters and watch Melania. Like, no, who the fuck wants to do that? You know what I mean? So it has an A cinema score because the only idiots willing to buy a ticket for Melania Trump movie are ones who are going to love it. They loved it before they even saw the movie. Like, you know what I mean? So of course it's going to get an A cinema score. People who are impartial, who aren't necessarily fans of MAGA, who aren't Trump supporters, are going to watch the movie and judge it for what it is. You know what I mean? So that's why it has an A cinema score. It's very easy to explain. Okay? The people are already bought in. They're baked-in fans.
Based on new reviews coming in. And then it's got a 98 or 99% audience favor. So
Again, it's being review bombed. Either it can be review bombing can go both ways, either review bombing positively or negatively. So, you know what I'm saying? The only people who's watching the Melania documentary anyways to actually give it a negative review, like, you know what I'm saying? Who's going to bother? Like, who's going to sit there watching it? It makes no sense. Why does she even have a documentary? Why is there even a documentary about her, man?
It's an interesting case study, if anything, to say the least, about how far away the critics are. Film criticism, when I grew up, was an art form. Even though there was a bad review on a movie, if you read it, there was always an intellectual approach to it, and you still were interested in seeing the movie, whether it had a good review or a bad review. And Rotten Tomatoes was kind of like the beginning of the destruction of the film business, in my opinion. Even though, interestingly enough, I had read somewhere that Rush Hour was the reason why Rotten Tomatoes was created. So I say that as the destruction of the film business because now it's like if you have if your tomatoes rotten, people aren't interested in seeing the movie. And I think this film will kind of be groundbreaking in the analysis of film critics versus audience interest.
You know, Piers, if I may just jump in for a second.
Yeah.
Just to make it simple, to put it in simple
We
terms.
were curious to watch it here. Like Karine suggested us going to watch it as like a meme. I don't think it's in theaters here anymore, but it was out for like a limited time in Lebanese theaters. Let me see if it still is real quick. There's no way it's still out here. And I don't want to support Brett Ratner in any way, shape, or form. So no, I do not want to pay to watch this fucking movie. It would have been funny to, like, I do get why Karine suggested it. Melania. No, it's at least it's not in Vox cinemas. It might have been playing in like a smaller cinema.
The First Lady and Brett Ratner put together an enjoyable film. It's created in a very cinematic, highly rich, stylized way. Great sound, great music, and it's a story that's never been told before. And this guy right here, Brett Ratner, was able to, I think, break ground and revolutionize the concept of documentary. Never do we see the First Lady sitting there with an empty warehouse behind her as a talking head. Brett was able to go ahead and tell her story, this unprecedented story of an individual moving back into the White House as First Lady of the United States.
Man with long last name says, take one for the team, go in and record it all on your phone. I don't want to go to jail for Melania.
It's covering intimate moments with her family, her career, and her philanthropy in a way that's never been done before. I give this guy a ton of credit. He put it together in a way that's groundbreaking, and that's why the rankings from the consumers are so high. It's enjoyable.
But it is Mark. It's a blue-red thing, isn't it? Where in the blue states they're not going to see it and they hate the Trumps and so on. In the red states they love the Trumps. They're flocking to see it. A lot of women in particular are flocking to see it. I can see why. You know, I've said to Melania before that to me, you know, she's right up there with Jackie Kennedy as one of the great fashion icons of all the first ladies. And if you don't agree with that, either you're blind or you're just blindly partisan, because she clearly is.
I want to jump to the Epstein part.
It's really an interesting thing. This is much more than a fashion explosion.
So her passion for her role as First Lady,
and he's the president, so he's constantly working, constantly on the road.
Oh, there it
as
is.
She.
So this is the Jeffrey Epstein part.
Young women in it.
Bam, there we go.
Came out.
Took advantage of us.
Let's slow this down. Normal speed, let's go.
Brett, I want to just switch gears quickly to the very serious and big stories.
Oh, look at that laugh in that transition. By the way, let's talk about Jeffrey Epstein.
I want to just switch.
Took advantage of us.
Brett, I want to just switch gears quickly to the very serious and big stories in the news, the Epstein files. As you know, a picture came out of you with Jeffrey Epstein with two apparently young women in it. What is your response to that picture? And what is your response to the white?
He's got such a creepy face. I don't know how to explain it. You know what I mean? Look at his mouth. Look at his eyes. The guy looks like a fucking creep. He looks like a sleazeball. You can't trust him. You can't trust your daughters around him. You can't trust women around him. You can't trust him around women. Sorry. Disgusting. Looks disturbing. He definitely did something fucked up. This guy is definitely the sex pest that he's accused of being.
Scandal of the Epstein files.
Oh, well, that picture in particular happened around 20 years ago. I don't know, 20 to 21 years ago, because that is a photograph of my fiance who invited me to this event. And that's where the picture was taken. I was never been in contact with Jeffrey Epstein before that photo, and I was never in contact with him after. So that's his fiance. Conveniently, her face is redacted. Well, why is your fiance face redacted? Why is she one of the victims? Why is she portrayed as one of the victims in the files? Why is her face redacted if she's just an innocent guest who invited you over? She's just a friend of Jeffrey Epstein's, your fiance, who you know her whole family. You must, right? What is happening with that? MKMT, hello. And goodbye. Well, the use of the term sex pest is really fucking upsetting. Oh, really? Oh, damn. How come? I was not aware of that. He's way more. I mean, he's a actual like a menace to society. But like, what is? I did not know that term was wrong. Let me look into that. Could someone explain in the live chat why that is a bad why that's a bad term? I'd love to know. And stop using that term. And if MKMT is still around, or unless they've left already, because it absolutely minimizes. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh no, I know. Yeah, it makes it. Of course. He's way more than that. He's way more than that.
Absolutely. I thought it was like a super like offensive term at first, so I was kind of worried. Oh no, it absolutely is very minimizing. It's very minimizing. I completely get what you're saying. There's literally predators. So yeah. Pest makes it seem like he's just kind of annoying, you know what I mean? You just like buzz him off.
The picture of me and my fiance at some event.
Wow. So who was the fiance, if you don't mind me asking?
You know, she doesn't want me sharing her name.
There you go. I like, you know what, Piers? Good on Piers. Good on Piers for asking the follow-up. You little slime ball, you little piece of shit trying to get out of it. Look at that. She was my fiance. But I mean, look. I feel like everyone can use that now. If someone else uses that, that'll be kind of, it's not funny, but like, you know what I mean? If like, hey, Noam Chomsky, who's that girl in the picture? Oh, it's just my fiance. Everyone just started, it was my fiance, actually, Piers. I was engaged, yep. Like, it would be really depraved and really fucked up, but also kind of hilarious if all of the accused motherfuckers on that list, one after the other, my fiance, actually, I was engaged at the time. That's so fucking slimy. Is he the first to use it though? Like he called it. Like he's like, listen guys, the fiance thing, I used it. I used up the fiance excuse. Y'all on your own, motherfuckers. Okay, not that anyone's gonna believe this. Not that anyone believes this motherfucker, but
let me ask you.
You know, she met with Jeffrey Epstein before that photo, and I was never in contact with him after. So that's a picture of me and my fiance at some event.
Wow. So who was the fiance, if you don't mind me asking?
You know, she doesn't want me sharing her name in the case, but that's my fiance, 100%.
100%. He gave us 100%, folks. He gave us a 100%. That means you know it's true. Look at the guy, like this dude, like you're involving him now. This dude's just there to talk about this shitty documentary, Melania. Look, this guy might also be a sexual predator. I have no idea. But he's just here to promote his Amazon Prime documentary. Like, hey, I'm going to be on an interview on Piers Morgan with Brett Ratner. Let's go. And just look at he's just mortified now. Well, what can he add to this conversation? As his friend and, you know, co-producer and director on the film is out here defending himself from a picture with Jeffrey Epstein and two redacted ladies.
This is my fiance.
But you're not still. I'm not. I was going to say you're not still with that.
No. He's not engaged. Yeah. It's the world's longest engagement in 20 years.
20 years ago, I was engaged to her.
Why are you even talking? Just stay silent. You have nothing to do with this. Just keep your mouth shut, look away, and let Brett Ratner. Okay, let Brett Ratner explain the situation. Let him get out of it. You don't have to do any of this. Why are you jumping on the grenade for him?
When that photo was taken.
Right.
Yes.
And your position is you never met Epstein before or after that picture, that night?
No, never. Never. Never.
Never. That's a pretty intimate picture to take with someone you've just met. Like, you know what I mean? Have you ever just met someone that first night, and then you're just grabbing your fiance as she's laying on Jeffrey Epstein? You know, she's laying on, like, not on him, but like, you know, very close to him, hand on his shoulder, and you're just like grabbing onto her. This looks like, I don't know, this was the kind of picture that you would take with, you know, someone who's out there, you know, a sex trafficker essentially, or someone you've known for very long, and like there's this kind of, you know, you're all very close friends, and he knows your fiance, they've been friends for a long time, and like, you know what I mean? Like, sure. But this, you're telling me you took this picture with a guy you just met an hour ago and you've never seen him before and you've never seen him since? You lying sack of shit. This is an incredibly incriminating photo, man. Like, holy hell. But hey, he dropped the "she was my fiance" thing. And can anyone else use that excuse now? I'm very curious if someone else is going to drop it. Very curious. But disgusting. Mustafa Nour says he looks like a younger Harvey Weinstein. He kind of does. He's got the potential.
What is your opinion of the Epstein file scandal? As this more and more stuff cascades out, more and more people, very high profile people, are dragged in. What is your view of this?
I mean, it's horrible. You see, I've been somehow sucked in, you know, through an image. So, you know, there's so many stories about so many different people. It's hard to really follow and track.
I've been somehow sucked in through an image? My dude, it's not just some image.
What's truth and what's not truth. You could see where one photograph kind of puts me, you know, there with him, and then all the stories start to spin out. So I don't really know because I didn't know him. It wasn't really my world. You know, it's not really my world.
Piers, I could tell you, and I'm not sitting here as his defense attorney. I could tell you that this guy has been in the trenches, making the film, promoting the film, and what's been top of mind for him has been building this #1 highest opening for Melania. And I think that...
I mean, look, I mean, obviously, this guy's defending a sexual predator right now, but he's trying to get the conversation back on track. I'm like, listen, Piers, I appreciate that you're trying to derail this conversation for me right now, but I'm here to talk about one thing and one thing only, which is Melania, our documentary out now on Amazon Prime. Please stop asking my friend and coworker about his potential pedophilia allegations, please.
You know, as far as that topic goes, I could understand why he might not have a bigger point of view.
You know what? I put the question to you about the picture. You've given a pretty emphatic answer. We'll leave it there. Brett and Mark, thank you both very much.
Thank you.
Congrats on the success of the film.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Piers. Good to see you.
Happy to see you healthy and out of the hospital. All right.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you. Not as happy as I'm. The president rang me actually a couple of days ago, and we were.
No one cares, Piers. Piers, did you drop that Ethan Klein episode? What are you doing? Let's see. Do we have the goods? Have the goods been delivered, or shall we be watching that tomorrow? McGee says, well done, Piers. Hard-hitting questions. Well, all right. You've said she was your fiancée. I have no reason to question. I asked you her name. You said no. Let's just leave it at that. You're a swell. What a swell guy, this Brett Ratner. Didn't love X-Men 3, but you seem like a swell guy. Good luck with the Rush Hour 4. Fucking Piers Morgan. And MKMT says, I feel like Piers just does not care at all. Of course he doesn't care. Piers Morgan doesn't give a shit. He just wants views on his YouTube channel. Whatever guest will get the views. You know what I mean? He's also a content goblin. Like, Piers Morgan is the actual, like, he's the real Ethan Klein. He's the guy going after the drama, the low stuff, the garbage, the trash. We'll watch the Ethan segment, like, where he talks about this. Maybe he gives more details. Let's finish up with Epstein. Oh my god, the trigger warning. Sorry, guys, trigger warning. This is gonna get nasty, so if you want to leave, I can't blame you, okay? This is... Trigger warning. Prince Andrew. Disturbing photos in Epstein files appear to show Prince Andrew on all fours over a female sprawled on the floor. Like, I don't even know what to say. You know what I mean? This old, disgusting fucker. This old, disgusting freak. Haley asks, Ethan was on Piers. He apparently did film a debate with someone. They said it was supposing to come out today. It has not been released yet. So if we don't watch it today, we'll smack that thing tomorrow. How fucked up is this? Look, I got to look up that interview with Prince Andrew when he started like sweating and shit. I remember that thing, dude. Prince Andrew Epstein interview. That thing was crazy. How long ago was that? 6 years ago. 49 minutes. What?
We've come to Buckingham Palace in highly unusual circumstances. Normally, we'd be discussing your work, your duty. We'll come on to that. But today, you've chosen to speak out for the first time. Why have you decided to talk now?
Because there is no good time to talk about Mr. Epstein and all things associated. We've been talking to Newsnight for about 6 months about doing something around the work that I was doing.
How embarrassing. Like, forget how disgusting it is and how illegal it is and immoral and unethical, but how embarrassing is it to be like fucking Prince of England, to be literal royalty, and to get caught with your literal pants down, and not just with your pants down, but like being a pedophile. And so many photos. Why are you taking, first of all, why are you a pedophile? Why are you doing these nasty things? And then why are you taking photos left and right? Like, just posing. You idiots, you disgusting fools. So much, they're so full of themselves. They feel untouchable. They really feel untouchable. Insane. The folly of man.
And unfortunately, we've just not been able to fit it into either your schedule or my schedule until now. And actually, it's a very good opportunity, and I'm delighted to be able to see you today.
As you say, all of this goes back to your friendship with Jeffrey Epstein. How did you first become friends? How did you meet?
Well, I met through his girlfriend back in 1999, who, and I'd known her since she was at university in the UK.
Let's go to the most rewatched.
To some extent, to Wall Street and other places to learn whilst I was there were absolutely vital.
He was your guest as well. In 2000, Epstein was a guest at Windsor Castle and at Sandringham. He was brought right into the heart of the royal family at your invitation.
But certainly at my invitation, not at the royal family's invitation. But remember that it was his girlfriend that was the key element in this. He was the, as it were, plus one to some extent in that aspect.
Am I right in thinking you threw a birthday party for Epstein's girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell, at Sandringham?
No, it was a shooting weekend.
A shooting weekend?
Just a straightforward shooting weekend.
But just for the record, you've been on his private plane?
Yes. But I never saw them.
So you would have...
With what was going on in those time about getting rid of abuse to children, so I knew what the things were to look for, but I never saw them.
So you would have made that connection because you stayed with him, you were a visitor, a guest on many occasions at his homes, and nothing struck you as suspicious?
Nothing.
During that whole time?
Nothing.
Just for the record, you've been on his...
My guy, there's been like 10 documentaries about the guy, the massage rooms, the young girls walking in and out. You were a guest at his house numerous times, and you didn't see shit. Dude, his family must fucking hate him. I want to see how his family like treats him like some kind of like abused animal at home.
Private plane?
Yes.
You've been to stay on his private island?
Yes.
You've stayed at his home in Palm Beach?
Yes.
You visited Ghislaine Maxwell's house in Belgravia in London?
Yes.
So in 2006, in May, an arrest warrant was issued for Epstein for sexual assault of a minor.
Yes.
In July, he was invited to Windsor Castle to your daughter Princess Beatrice's 18th birthday. Why would you do that?
Because I was asking Ghislaine.
Oh, apparently they all still love him. The royals all do this. The queen still loved him. Yeah, fuck the queen.
But even so, at the time, I don't think I... certainly I wasn't aware when the invitation was issued what was going on in the United States. And I wasn't aware until the media picked up on it, because
young girls coming and going at the time. There is video footage of Epstein accompanied by young girls. And you were there staying in his house, catching up with friends.
I mean, if they were, then I wasn't a party to any of that. I never saw them. I mean, you have to understand that his house, I described it more as almost as a railway station, if you know what I mean, in the sense that there were people coming in and out of that house all the time. What they were doing and why they were there, I had nothing to do with. So I'm afraid I can't make any comment on that, because I really don't know.
You don't know, huh? Seems like you know. Seems like you have an idea. You know, and also, didn't he take the picture with Virginia Gruff? You know, he's in a picture with Virginia Gruff who died not long ago of like bizarre circumstances. You know what I mean? Like, dude, come on, man.
Another guest was John Brockman, the literary agent. Now, he described seeing you there getting a foot massage.
Dude, that's such bad acting. Look at that. Look, really?
The literary agent. Now, he described seeing you there getting a foot massage from a young Russian woman. Did that happen?
No.
You're absolutely sure, or you can't remember?
Absolutely sure.
So John Brockman's statement is false.
Oh, he's remembering that massage right now. He's looking back. Oh, they're telling me, heads up, we've detected video belonging to someone else. Okay, BBC, it does not want us to play this. Bye-bye, we don't need to finish this. We don't need to finish this, BBC. You good? Chillax. Everybody relax. Sorry, I got a warning on my stream. They're like, heads up, we've detected video in your stream belonging to someone else. BBC, come on. The fair use. I'm making fun of the guy. Oh, Prince Andrew. But anyway, so we're back to Princess. We don't need to finish that interview. Zeph says, I can't watch his face. Anyways, Zeph, it's done. BBC doesn't want us to watch his face either. They're not happy with us. God, this episode's going to get like 3 copyright strikes. Anyways, disgusting. Apparently, according to the files, Donald Trump, the president, had parties at Mar-a-Lago called calendar girls. Jeffrey Epstein would bring the children in and Trump would auction them off. He measured the children's trigger warning, by the way, vulva and vaginas by entering a finger and rated the children on, I'm going to wait before saying, on tightness. The guests were elder men and included Elon Musk, Don Jr., Ivanka Trump, and Eric Trump were there. Attorney Alan Dershowitz was also there with attorney Bob Shapiro. We were taken in rooms, forced to give oral sex to Donald J. Trump, forced to allow them to penetrate us. I was 13 years old when Donald J. Trump raped me. Now again, this is, I don't even know, like, this is kind of like eating the baby feces to me. Like Ivanka, like why are Trump's children, and again, if they are doing it, crazy, but like why are Trump's children going to like why would Ivanka Trump do this, man? Like I don't know, like you know what I mean? Like I want to believe this, I just don't know. If it is true, it's fucked up as hell. You know what I mean? But like the part where that loses me is like, not only is it Donald Trump, but like his daughter Ivanka Trump was also there. Like, I'm like, okay, would she be okay with that? I mean, if they are, then hey, maybe I'm too naive. Maybe I'm too naive. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like Drax says there's a lot of weird fake stories. I think it's a bit of both. I think there's like some stuff that like you got to take with a grain of salt. You need to state these are random accounts, or are they... I don't even know what these are, man. I don't even know who sent... Let's see who sent this email. See below. From... It's redacted. We don't even know who sent this. I don't know who sent this. You know what I mean? Complaint summary. Reported an unidentified female who was forced to perform oral sex on President approximately 35 years ago in New Jersey. The friend told Alexis that she was approximately 13 to 14 years old when this occurred, and the friend allegedly bit President Trump while performing oral sex. The friend was allegedly hit in the face after she laughed about biting President Trump. The friend said she was also abused by Epstein. Okay, I believe that story. So I'm reading the top one here. I believe New York residents. On one occasion, caller reported she was sexually assaulted by Epstein. On another occasion, 2 twin brothers, Alan and Oren, lured caller and her best friend upstairs, and they escaped back downstairs. Caller, that's so fucked up. Caller named other individuals involved in big orgy parties with her other young girls and older Victoria's Secret models, including Bill Clinton and Donald Trump. Oh my god. This is crazy, but I can't find those weird things that like that guy's talking about. Is it here? Oh, it must be here. Oh shit. In 2004-2005, Sir Ivan Wizig hosted a party where Jeffrey Epstein, Sammy Sosa, and Donald Trump were in attendance. Patti LaBelle's PR agent stood at the door at the party. Caller met an individual who was approximately 18 to 22 years of age, who was brought from Oklahoma for a modeling job, but then sold to a man in France. Several women were being auctioned, and a woman possibly known as Colette, LNU, was the madam. A couple of years later, callers saw Colette and at the Cheetah Club in New York. And she told one of them that the friends that Jamie Foxx was interested in spending a night with her, and that he could pay her a lot of money. Yo, this is some nasty shit, man. That's fucking... Yeah, Haley says the issue is that some reports are for people that were unwell. And yes, I also believe that for sure. Just a lot of sick shit, man. Okay, this is another one. Massive breaking. A witness swore under penalty of perjury that Donald Trump threatened a young girl, telling her she could disappear like another 12-year-old female, and then threatened to kill her entire family, according to Epstein-related court records. This allegation appears in data set 9 of Epstein file EFT, whatever. This is sworn testimony. If the witness fabricated this account, they would face multiple years in federal prison for perjury. So it says, I personally witnessed defendant Donald Trump telling the plaintiff that she shouldn't ever say anything if she didn't want to disappear like the 12-year-old female, and that he was capable of having her whole family killed. I declare under penalty of perjury that the foregoing is true and correct. She also says, after leaving the employment of Mr. Epstein in the year 2000, I was personally threatened by Mr. Epstein that I would be killed and my family killed as well if I ever disclosed any of the physical and sexual abuse that I witnessed by Mr. Epstein and his guests. I am coming forward to swear to the truthfulness of the physical and sexual abuse that I personally witnessed of minor females at the hands of Mr. Trump and Mr. Epstein, including the plaintiff during the time of my employment from the years 1990 to 2000. For Mr. Epstein, I swear. Disturbing. Keith Edwards says, breaking the Epstein files confirm Melania met Trump through Epstein. There's so much like shitty reading. It's so much of it is redacted. Trip to Paris approximately early 2006 was her last assignment. Redacted put redacted in contact with an agent named Paolo Impoli, who worked with 10 models, and then all redacted. Impoli was trying to buy elite models with Epstein. Epstein introduced Melania Trump to Donald Trump. Epstein was visiting Zimpoli at the agency when they were casting auditions for models. Epstein was looking through portfolios and saw X photograph of her wearing only swim bottoms. X-person and Zimpoli were at nightclub with Epstein, who was there with a woman who believed was redacted. Okay, so apparently he introduced Melania to Trump. Again, I believe that. Okay, newly released clip shows Jeffrey Epstein dancing with redacted girl. Dude, this is so fucking sick, man. This whole lifestyle, it's a grown fucking man grooming children, selling children to fucking rich freaks. What the fuck, man? This the whole thing's the... And like how, like we're redacting people, like that's how weird it is, man. Like this is just so, it's kind of this, like the fact that I'm glad these people are redacted for their own safety, for their own protection. They don't need to get any online harassment or to be doxxed or to be or have anyone else involved in their lives. But it just gives these videos even more of an eerie feeling, an eerie vibe. You know what I mean? It just makes everything even more disturbing. And he clearly looks like he's kind of intoxicated, either drunk or on some kind of medication or something, man. Just crazy. And also for anyone who's like, but look, the young girl looks like she's having fun. They're just dancing. It's a fun time. These people are groomed. Man, these people don't know any better. They get these girls when they're like 13, 14. I had seen that Netflix documentary. I don't remember it, but like they literally pick up these girls like outside of like high schools. They're like 13, 14. They're very young. They're very impressionable. They gave them money, so it was like a way, like it's, you know what I mean? You can't blame these people for, if they seem friendly with Jeffrey Epstein or any of his guests, it's because A, they're threatened, they're young, they don't know any better, they're scared, they're terrified. They're literally threatened that they're going to be killed. Their families are going to be killed. So yeah, they're going to fucking smile and fucking dance with the fucking psycho. Just crazy. Here's another video. Epstein chasing girls around his kitchen in a disturbing video. I mean, just weird. We don't need to watch. This is just weird. Jim makes a great point in the chat and says, even if one dismisses the craziest sounding details, there's more than enough horrible behavior to condemn all these rich men. Exactly. I mean, we should, and I'm not going to let whatever crazy sounding stories distract from what is really happening. And there's always a nugget of truth. Even in the craziest story, I always think there's like, where there's smoke, there's fire. And where there's a lot of smoke, there's at least a little something happening there. So maybe I don't fully believe like ripping out intestines out of babies and eating their feces. But I believe babies must have been involved in something at one point or another. I would not be shocked. You know what I mean? What they did to the babies. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what I take out of it. I'm like, okay, maybe they're going to the extreme with like the baby stuff and like eating feces and stuff. But like, I'm like, it's gotta be based in some kind of reality. If I think that the Ivanka Trump story is a little bit crazy, I definitely am one. And this proves it right here. So Donald Trump served as a judge at a teen model contest in 1991 with girls as young as 14. The Guardian recently revealed it was a front for wealthy men to sexually exploit them. So again, this is basically the more grounded version of that other story where they would line up little girls and have like Donald Trump like stick his hands and do the nasty shit that he's accused of doing. Even though I do believe that. And he's even on audio tape saying that like he just walks around and grabs women by the pussy. I've just got to say the way he said it. Disgusting. He's literally recorded saying, I just walk up and I just grab him by the beep. You know what I mean? So he's admitted to doing it. So 100%, I believe even the craziest of stories are based in some kind of reality. And there is a nugget of truth in everything. 100%.
58 contestants participated in an exhaustive round of...
And oh my God, the fact that Trump is involved with all these beauty pageants, of course,
man. It made so much sense. It was all right there for the world to see, dude. It was all right there for the world to see. And all these people hit it and hit it and hit it, and they hit it so well that this guy managed to become president, and Bill fucking Clinton was president. Like, all of these... all American presidents are fucking like pedophiles and shit. Like, is that what we're fucking talking about? Like, how sick is that? At least 2 of them that we know of, 2 of them are involved with Jeffrey Epstein. Like, what are we doing here, man? Just disgusting people, man. Honestly, these people disgust me. Interviews designed to help our judges discover what makes each one special. Your 5'9" reading?
Yeah, that's right. MK, he says he literally admitted to walking into dressing rooms. He did admit, I do remember him talking about that. But the fact that like they were basically using these pageants as a way to like recruit women and like auction them off at some point, like it's crazy. It's crazy. Never trust like men who run like a beauty pageant. Why would you? You know what I'm saying? Like that, either women need to run a beauty pageant, gay men need to run a beauty pageant, someone who has no sexual interest in women. I'm sorry, like it's fucking weird for a bunch of fucking straight men to run a contest about like who's the most beautiful woman, and let's have them walk in bikinis. Like, I'm sorry, dude. Like, no, have women run a women's beauty contest. Let them decide what constitutes as beauty standards. You know what I mean? And let men run the Mr. International, Mr. USA. We'll run the men's beauty contest, and women will run the women's beauty contest. Like, why is Donald Trump walking around checking in on the misses? Hey, ladies, you doing good? Hey, Miss South Africa. Like, well, what's happening? Yeah, or no beauty pageants. Of course, fuck beauty pageants. But like, if there's gonna be a beauty pageant, let the people decide. Yeah, that number one option is no beauty pageants, of course. And like, they do it for kids too. They do it for the kids. There's like a reality show about like moms who take their kids. What was it called? Stage moms? Right? Was that Dance Moms is the most prominent reality TV show highlighting intense, often overbearing stage mothers managing their daughters' entertainment careers. Yeah, dude. So, Dance Moms. I never saw that, but like, oh no, that's not it. I remember there was one where it was like moms for like little kids. Super disturbing shit. Back to this.
We may measure again tonight before the game.
Okay. Thank you very much, Amy. The concentration was intense inside the judging room.
What if they don't like you as you are?
And out.
I'm just so excited.
Oh my God, man! Just a bunch of straight men having like young women walk in and they judge them and like, hey, you're hot enough to be on our show. You're hot enough to be on our stage.
Each girl was considered not only for her beauty and poise, but also for her personality. and that indefinable something extra that makes a top.
Man, is that a man or a woman? Maybe a woman. Man.
Okay, you want to pull your hair back 1 second?
Oh my God, pull your hair back for me, Toots. Hey, Toots, put your hair back. Oh, we got North Star Radio in the chat, folks. We got Comrade Casey in the chat. Salutations to Comrade Casey. I want W's in the chat for our fellow Better Left Unsaid co-host. Comrade Casey, I'm being told that the Super Bowl is this Sunday and that it might be unwise for us to stream on Sunday. What do you think? What say you, Comrade Casey? Is it unwise to stream? Is it? I know I'm not supposed to say Super Bowl, right? I'll get sued. The big game. Y'all whites have the big game on Sunday. Let me guess, the Buffalo Bills are playing against the Seahawks. Is that what's happening? The Bills versus the Seahawks? I don't know, guys. I don't know. A lot of teams. What are they called? The Green Bay Packers? Are the Green Bay Packers playing against the Redskins? I know they've changed the Redskins name because it's racist as shit. I used to live in Northern Virginia, which, you know, everyone there was like a Redskins fan. And I was like, dude, what? Like, insane that people got upset. What are they called now? North Star Radio says, I don't watch football, but maybe not a great idea. Anthony Bensavingo says, go Hawks. I mean, hey, the big game. Maybe we can live stream and like I can give live commentary about the big game. I don't understand how football is played, by the way. Stream on the Slopper Bowl. Ain't nobody watching that shit. Okay, yeah, I mean, I don't think our audience watches the Super Bowl, though. We could be good counter pro. They're called the Nationals now. Isn't that a baseball team? Comrade Casey, we could be good counter programming for all the people that don't want to sit there with their families and watch commercials for 4 hours. Maybe we could be that source of entertainment. It's something to think about, though. Haley says I couldn't give a fuck. Lamau, yeah, I think I have the wrong audience here to care about the Super Bowl. None of you motherfuckers play football. The Commanders, are they called the Commanders now? That's a better name. That's a better name. Oh, I know the Puppy Bowl. Hidden Iron says, look up the Puppy Bowl. Oh, I live, don't forget, Hidden Iron, don't forget, I did live in the States for almost 10 years.
Thank you very much, Ingrid. Good luck for tonight.
Thank you.
When it came time to choose the 21 finalists, emotions ran high as each judge expressed his or her opinion.
People are saying that they are excited for the Puppy Bowl and for the halftime show. So people are going to abandon the stream to watch Bad Bunny, apparently. And of course, it's going to have some kind of like sick political message. You know, you got ICE capturing people left and right. Bad Bunny. I think it would be it's going to be an interesting performance, I think. Jim with another $5 dono says, don't mock the Packers. They're community owned. I even own a piece of the team, the only socialist team. Really? Oh, that's fucking awesome. Hey, I used to have a friend in high school who loved the Green Bay Packers. My friend Mario Murad. Mario, if you ever hear this, I miss you. I hope you're doing well. It's been a long time. He used to love the Green Bay Packers. And Donald Trump, weirdly enough, he used to have the art of the deal. Ah, Mario. Jim, thank you so much for all the generous donos today. You're the man. Okay. That's enough on... Oh, there's a lot more Epstein stuff coming up. I'm so sorry, guys, by the way. Like, this is not how I wanted to spend my... I don't want to be talking about this nasty stuff. Did Ethan... did they drop... Let me know if they drop... When Paz says, I will 100% be watching Benito. Sorry, Anthony. What's Benito? Oh, I'm so excited for the Bad Bunny. I didn't know that was his name. Haley says, I used to really be into sports, but these days I mostly care about the state of the fucking world. I agree with you guys. I agree. There's so many things that I used to care about so much that I just do not care about nearly as much anymore. Movies, TV... I mean, video games, sure, from like playing, like just the things that like used to, it just all seems so small and so like insignificant. When you see what's happening all around the world and people dying and people suffering and I try to find like what's been great. Again, I don't want to mix, I don't want to talk about bricking while talking about this nasty topic, but like what's been so fun about the Lego streams and the awesome partnership with Bricking and them sending me this Lord of the Rings Rivendell set. It's really given me a chance to disconnect a little bit just for those few hours sitting there with Demi. And on Thursday, my best friend Elias is coming to help me build. So it's going to be myself and Elias. He loves the Lord of the Rings. So it's going to be us building this together. And then Demi's going to come in for the fourth and final live stream. Since she started this with me, she's going to be here when it's completed. We're going to have Elias come in just because he really wants to play with us too. He loves the Lord of the Rings. So we're hooking him up. He's coming. But yeah, what's been so great about this, and such a great relief, is that it has allowed me to disconnect a little bit from all the horrible news. It's so fun. It's given me a chance to like reconnect with the Lord of the Rings when I'm not recording or like working. I'm watching a lot of like Lord of the Rings videos. My Twitter has been sending me a lot of like the algorithm has picked up that I'm into Lord of the Rings again, so it's just I'm getting a lot of Lord of the Rings memes. I'm getting into Lego as well. Like I'm discovering this whole new world. I'm watching like these random Lego videos getting recommended to me. It's just been a fun little distraction after all of the, because this show used to be very light. You guys, you guys know, if you will scroll back to our older episodes before the genocide, we used to talk about dark things and dark subject matters from time to time. When Israel would bomb Lebanon, even when Israel would attack Gaza, we would talk about it. But occasionally, we would always focus on the silly things, light topics. And then for like a whole 2 years, it got pretty heavy. And then we started covering news. And then I started to feel weird when like there's something crazy happening. It felt weird for me to talk about silly things, you know? But I just want to say, like, the gaming streams and the Lego streams have been a very nice chance to disconnect, and they've been super fun. They're chill. You guys are coming in here and like hanging out with us. It's been super fun. Getting to give giveaways. It's been so long since I've done giveaways on the channel. We already gave away a beautiful, very cute little Mandalorian and Grogu set. We're giving this away next. Let me show you what we're giving away next time. Let me spoil it here. I might even show you what we're going to give away on the final stream. You guys ready? You guys ready? So the next live stream we're giving away. So this is, you guys can already, again, you can compete for this one by go on our last Lego live stream, leave a comment if you live in Lebanon, write the word giveaway, follow Breaking on Instagram, etc. Blah, 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 blah. This is the next one. It's the Harry Potter sorting hat ceremony. So you get like some cute Harry Potter minifigures. You get Harry Potter, Hermione, Professor McGonagall, Draco Malfoy. You get the sorting hat. You get a little table with a turkey leg and some cups, you know, from the Great Hall. Very cute set. It's 124 pieces, so it's bigger than the other two. If you're a Harry Potter fan, this is what we're going to be giving away on Thursday. If you watch our live stream, my live stream with Elias, this is going to be what you can win. If you're a Harry Potter fan, enjoy. And should I reveal the final giveaway? Okay, this is going to be for the final stream, okay? The final stream where me and Demi are going to complete the Rivendell set. We're going to be giving this away. Look at that. It is a Pokemon Pokedex that you build yourself. It's a mega... This isn't Lego, it's Mega Blocks. You get to build this yourself. It's 322 pieces. This thing is fucking dope. If you guys remember, I have my little Pokedex that I had like in the 90s, the little red one that I showed you guys. This is like twice as big, twice as chunky. You can display it. Perfect for any adult Pokemon fan. This is going to be our final giveaway in part 4 of the live stream. So this is, stay tuned for this. And you can all compete in all of them, by the way. Like if you try to win this, you could try to win this, and you could try to win this. You don't have to wait for the one you like. You can try to win all of them. Okay, we're doing a random, we're choosing winners at random, but look at these giveaways. We're not fucking around. I chose giveaways that I myself would buy for myself or would love to be gifted as presents. So I wasn't messing about, folks. Okay, sorting hat is coming up next. Ooh, got a couple of super chats that we missed out. Thank you so much, by the way. MKMT 25 sends a $2 donut. Thank you so much, MKMT, and says sorry for getting upset. This Epstein stuffer. Why are you apologizing? Are you crazy? I understand. Look, I mean, the term sex pest is incredibly dismissive. I'm not promising that I might never use it again, especially like accidentally. But if I were to ever use it, I'm going to make sure it is for situations that are very minor. Jeffrey Epstein is a monster, you know what I mean? And the people that were on that island are all monsters. So 100% me using the term sex pest, you don't have to explain that it's upsetting. It's a very upsetting topic. I have to say trigger warning before I pull up any picture or read any description, because this stuff is just fucking nasty, and it's so dark and it's so evil. There's no other word for it than like evil and dark. So it's a very dismissive word, so don't worry about that, you know what I mean? It's all good, it's all love in this community. Culture Culture Heidelberine sends the $2 dono and says finding moments of joy is an act of resistance. Well, that's fucking awesome. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. We have to disconnect from time to time. I'm building a shelf. It's going to be right here behind me to display all this Lego stuff. I have my eye on a couple of sets. I'm going to be doing these Lego live streams. They're fun. They're chill. I get to disconnect. I get to build. You get to see something come to life. They're fun streams to do for me, honestly. They're hours of content. Like, it's fun, man. It's chill. Okay. Piers is out. It's out. Let's go. Piers released the video. All right, guys. We're gonna finish the Epstein stuff, and then we're gonna hop into the reaction. Let me just jump into it and set it up. How about that? Let's go. They dropped 2 videos in one day. They're truly blessing us, aren't they, huh? Piers Morgan. Let's go. There we go. It's the dropped 22 minutes ago. Piers Morgan uncensored. Here we go, folks. Where is it? Videos. Ethan Klein, Papa Klein, folks, has made it on the Piers. Is this an hour? Are they going to be doing this for an hour? Holy shit. Yeah, let's finish some Epstein Asseria, and then we'll get to this debate. What say you? What say you? Okay. Breaking. Oh, this one is disgusting. We're gonna do the headlines and move on. Epstein files show Bill Gates asking Epstein for antibiotics to give his wife Melinda because he contracted an STD from Russian girls. This is self-explanatory. Nasty fuck Bill Gates goes to Epstein Island, I don't know how many times, sleeps with a young Russian, supposedly gets an STD, gives it to his wife. She doesn't know. She maybe knows something's wrong, but she doesn't. She's not going to think it's an STD because good old Bill. Innocent, nerdy Bill, you know? So he wants to give her treatment, but he doesn't want her to know what's wrong with her. So he wants to find a way to slip her the antibiotics so that his wife gets rid of her STD without her knowing. How fucking crazy is that? Okay. To add insult, I mean, let me try to read this. To add insult to injury, you then implore me to please delete the emails regarding your STD. Your request that I provide you antibiotics that you can, what? I can surreptitiously give to Melinda, and it's very like mrabash. It's very pixelated, and the description of your penis that you surreptitiously give to Melinda. And the description of your penis. You also made it clear to me that I am not to refer to redacted, as that is another topic that must remain between the two of us. In return for all these requests, which I would have done without a second thought, I am not to attend meetings with Melinda. Oh my god, dude. Disgusting. You disgusting creeps. You fucking nasty fuckers. The new Epstein Files production features numerous allegations made against Donald Trump and others. Okay, we're not going to read this. War Monitor shared breaking. Epstein tied young girls 11 to 13, spread out on the floor, and burned them with a magnifying glass. File extracts reveal. Did you guys hear that? Dale Martin, date of birth, cell telephone number, residential address, blah, blah, blah. Martin provided the following information. Martin's daughter, Jessica McQueen, date of birth, sent Martin. What's happening here? Jessica McQueen, date of birth, sent Martin a piece of video of what appeared to be a young white female, aged 11 to 13 years old, with dark-colored hair, tied down and naked. The victim is tied to the ground and spread eagle with a man who appears to be Jeffrey Epstein, holding a magnifying glass. Oh my god. With a claw and burning the victim. Martin described the video as being blurry. However, the male subject appeared to be a very large man with gray hair, wearing jeans and a short-sleeved black shirt and white tennis shoes. Burning a victim who's tied on the floor with a magnifying glass. Now that is some sick, sadistic shit. Let me... Easy. Just replace Ratner. Sorry, I'm trying to see if you can change the thumbnail since that Ethan thing came out. Boom! Okay. So disgusting. I mean, guys, I don't even know what the fuck to say. Epstein and Maxwell bury 2 foreign kids who were strangled to death during rough fetish sex. Edward, this is sensitive, so it will be the first and last email depending on your discretion. You can choose to take it or trash it, but this comes from a person that has been there and seen it all. As a former staff at the Zorro, the material below was taken from Jeffrey Epstein's home as my insurance in case of future litigation against Epstein. Sorry, no questions. What is damning about Jeffrey Epstein is yet to be written. Did you know somewhere in the hills outside the Zorro, 2 foreign girls were buried on orders of Jeffrey and Madam G. Both died by strangulation during rough fetish sex. Please arrange for 1 Bitcoin BTC by 6 p.m. EDT today, Thursday, blah, blah, blah. Chris, hello. Chris, you missed the announcement of the next 2 giveaways on the Lego stuff. And by the way, don't forget, Chris, anyone who's in Lebanon, Marina, whoever's watching, whoever wants to try to win the Spider-Man and a Ghost Rider set, you know what to do. Darren Aronofsky. Male Epstein victim was allegedly raped by President Bush and witnessed a baby. We've seen that already. Okay, look, I'm not going to even... DOJ killed this link. I don't. We know too much, I think. I think we know too much. I have a few more links, I think. Oh, yeah, Kimball Musk. Fuck, man, this is such a dark, shitty story. Do you guys want any more Epstein, or are we done? Let me just pick the craziest ones, okay? Finkelstein. Oh, there's Ryan Schultz and all these idiots. Ooh, okay, let me do Ryan Garcia real quick. Because I mocked Ryan Garcia as well. Nour, you can participate in the giveaways. You can go for, you can do the giveaways. Yeah, you guys want to watch Piers? Here, let me quickly just let's finish this stuff super fast. And then, okay, Jake Tapper, I'm done with you. Kimball Musk, Elon Musk's brother, says in a 2012 email chain, Kimball Musk, the brother of Elon, is warned not to harm Jeffrey Epstein's girl, identified as Jennifer. Kimball responds by agreeing, and he says he is enjoying his time with her. So Kimball is out there abusing young ladies at the behest, like supplied to him by Jeffrey Epstein. It's fucking disgusting. Kimball, just FYI, you better be nice to Redacted. Jeffrey goes crazy when someone mistreats his girls, so better be very nice to her, and Jeffrey and I better have special treatment at your ceremony. Great to hang out today. Jeffrey and Boris, many thanks for connecting me with Redacted. I believe you both played a role. And Elon Musk tried to invite himself to one of Elon Musk's party, one of Epstein's parties. He's like, "Hi, Jeff. Was thinking of flying to town for an epic vacation. Redacted told me you were planning a party. Girls for the win. I cleared my calendar. What are the details? Thank you, good sir." I'm so sorry, Elon. You just missed Jeffrey Epstein. He actually told me he was thinking of winding down the entire little St. James operation. Bummer. If it starts up again, we'll be sure to let you know. Now, there's been a community note saying no email with the phrase epic island vacation appears in the released documents if you search the Epstein Files archive. Yeah, shut the fuck up. We all know this is real. Shut up. We know this is real. Breaking: Elon Musk response to his name being in the Epstein Files. Okay, I don't care. Fuck you, Elon. I'm tired. Epstein and Dershowitz reached out to Norm Finkelstein, but he called them pedophiles and threatened to strangle them. That's a normal, another common Finkelstein W. Easy Finkelstein W. Harvard law professor Alan Dershowitz was around Epstein frequently. Dershowitz was so comfortable with the sex that was going on that he would even come and chat with Epstein while I was giving oral sex to Epstein. Holy shit. My guess is if Epstein put your daughter at age 15 in such a position, you wouldn't publicly describe him as a friend and person of integrity. In fact, I would hope that you'd promptly throttle both Epstein and Dershowitz. Damn. Damn, I thought a heinous crime was the U.S. invasion of Iraq, or at least murder, rape, and pillage. What? Chris says apparently Epstein had a business in Lebanon. Holy shit. He had a home too in Beirut. Okay, so this, look, as you guys know, I mogged I mocked Sean Strickland like a week ago, and he was like, hey, you know, you shouldn't have a gun to a protest, whatever, like it's illegal, whatever the fuck, stay home, abide. We love ICE. And I quote tweeted, let me just show you guys what I did. Since we're talking about mocking people on Twitter. Here it was. Yeah, Sean Strickland. Alex Petty woke up and said, I'm going to go commit a crime today. Oh, wait, I forgot my gun. I'm going to need this. Another CNN, MSNBC radicalized idiot. ICE, millions of Americans support what you're doing. So I quote tweeted him, and I shared a picture of him with Kyle Rittenhouse. He loves Kyle Rittenhouse. He supports Kyle Rittenhouse. Got 19K likes on Twitter. You know, I mean, 520,000 views. Not bad. Didn't ratio him, but like, you know, it was pretty good. I mocked him. Okay. Now I actually did mock Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia shared this tweet. It's like torture, ritual, sacrifices. Remember, I told you it was happening, and now you see it's real, and it's sickening, and this evil shit needs to be taken down. There needs to be public executions for anyone involved in children torture, children sex trafficking, and these sick rituals involving children. Well, I did not forget that Ryan Garcia actually endorsed Donald Trump just a few months ago and went and spent a fun night with him, took this nice picture with him, so I shared that tweet. And look, I'm a fan of Ryan Garcia as a boxer. I think he's a great boxer, fun to watch, as someone who likes boxing. So it made me sad to share that, but I had to do it to Ryan. Sorry, Ryan Garcia, I had to mog you. Got 48,000 likes, 1.1 million views, way more. I mean, I definitely ratioed him this time, okay? And then look, here's a video of this fucker performing like a dumbass to Donald Trump like a monkey.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let's see what you got, fast hands.
Donald Trump 2024. Ah!
Yeah, shut the fuck up. I don't give a fuck what you say now about pedophiles and eating babies and all that shit. You had your chance. You literally pushed for this guy. You went and performed for this guy and danced like a monkey. Here's his tweet. This is my public declaration and announcement. I'm reclining. Oh, so now he's reclining his support. Anyone that was involved in anything to do with that island and what they were doing, I just can't support it in any way. Children need to be protected. Everyone knew better. Fuck that. Yeah, as if you didn't know, as if people didn't warn what Donald Trump was. Like, you're okay with everything else that Donald Trump is doing. You're okay with ICE. You're okay with the deportations. You're okay with killing Renee Good and Alex Preddy. But it's the baby stories that's a bridge too far. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna give this guy credit. Also, we got a bunch of people like Schultz, Andrew Schultz, regretting it. We're gonna move on to the Piers Morgan stuff. But like, all these fuckers, we know what you did. We got the receipts. I'm gonna mog you any chance I get on Twitter. Okay, that's what I'm gonna. We're back. Sorry, we disconnected. We lost our internet connection for a moment. We're back. We back, folks. Disappeared for a second. So yeah, these idiots, we're not going to forget. Andrew Schultz, Theo Vaughn, Joe Rogan. We remember. We remember. All right, with all that down, folks, it is time to watch Ethan Klein on Piers Morgan. How crazy is that, huh? Let's go.
We're here to worship Jesus. Do you think Jesus would be understanding?
Christians are treated differently in this country. I think you'd be having a very different conversation if Nick Fuentes stormed into a synagogue.
My advice to you is stop being a Donald Trump cock.
This is the overcriminalization.
Or attempting to sell a Senate seat.
Read the case.
Oh, I remember this guy. Who the fuck was this guy? God, who's this guy again?
Were you in prison? Were you found guilty of corruption? I want to say fuck ICE.
It's not the Grammys where you all queue up to say fuck ICE.
What did Dan Bongino do about it? What did Cash Patel do about it? Well, they say that Jeffrey Epstein killed himself. There's nothing to see here.
That evil son of a bitch should be in prison right now.
Powerful people. They can get away with anything. Found out Saturday that I'm actually in the files.
He's in the files, guys. Just give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Just look at my beautiful Rivendell set. Give me 2 minutes. 90 seconds.
Guys, before we start, someone wanted to say hi. It's Makuki. Makuki. He hasn't been here for a while because we got the Lego set over there. We got a bonsai tree that's poisonous to him. But I just wanted to bring Maki. I know you guys have missed him. I know you guys haven't seen Maki in a while. So here's little Makuki. He's okay. He's chilling. He was taking a nap. I had to wake him up just to bring him here. He's feeling I got his little feeties, his little paws. Sweet boy. We miss you, Maki. Let me take you back out. Oh, let go of the Mikey. Here. Let's go back to sleep. Alrighty. He's missed you guys. He wanted to tell you guys he loves you. He misses you guys. He loves you. You guys want to see Natuti? Let me go bring Nata real quick. And here's my little orange princess, my little Natuti. Look how orange. Look how perfectly tiny and orange she is. So small, so crazy. Sometimes she likes to scratch and bitey sometimes. But she's very sweet. She's a very sweet little girl. Very sweet little baby. A little baby. She's so tiny. You want to squeak for the people? You want to squeak for the people? You want to give him a squeaky? Natuti? Natuti, you're a good girl. Oh, she gave a silent squeak. Sometimes she opens her mouth and no sound comes out. My little sweet girl. Okay, she's gonna go back to sleep. She's back. It's funny. Maki went straight back to his sleeping spot. Oh, guys, the good folks at Breaking are watching live right now. And they just, I was going to tell you. So, okay, before we get into Piers Morgan, just indulge me for 1 second, folks. Lego just dropped a orange cat set. And yes, Mustafa, I am getting that set. I am getting that set. I have the shelf. I'm building a shelf for it. So, let me just show you guys real quick. Orange cat, Lego. Mustafa, I want it. I need it. I need the set. Look at this, guys. Look at this. I'm going to buy this, and I'm going to confuse the living hell out of my cats. They already had this one. I think it's like either sold out or like it's hard to find this one out. Now they have the look at this. So this one is on back order. It's hard to get this one now, but I don't want it. I want the orange cat to match Maki and Nata. Look at these orange little crazies. So I'm definitely going to be getting this and building it at some point. Y'all's best believe I'm going to have a third orange cat, folks. A third orange baby in the house. It's happening. It's happening. I'm telling you, Mustafa, the guys at Bricking are like, they know what you want before you even say it, before you even know it. They're like, hey, you're gonna want this, trust me. So all I'm saying, you want your Lego goodies, you want your bricks, your blocks, you know who to talk to. Okay, I made you guys wait long enough, 2 hours to be precise. Let us get to this Ethan Klein. Oh, by the way, I saw some donos for the kitties. First of all, Eric 4729 sends 70 sec for Maki. Maki, you got money. Thank you, Eric. Also, Jim D. Dukers, a $5 dono for Maki and Nata money. Let's go. More money, guys. More money, kitties. And 50 sends $2 Canadian and says Toonie Tuesday. Well, thank you so much. Is Toonie for me? I'm nicknamed Tino sometimes. Okay. Back to the business. Ooh, out in March. Let's go. Mustafa saying the cat is out in March. Perfect. That's actually the perfect time for it to come out. Let's go. Okay, Piers Morgan Uncensored. I'm not going to delay. Drac, I'm sorry. Let's go. Here's what you guys wanted.
Two wrongs don't make a right. It's something we learn at the age of 5, but many recent controversies engulfing the Trump administration have been caused in part by repeating the mistake for whataboutery to defend the prosecution of Don Lemon? What about the conservative journalists who were arrested for filming on January the 6th? What about the protesters who were convicted for praying at an abortion clinic? What about the lawfare against President...
Toonie is the name of the $2 Canadian coin. Oh, that's cute. Oh, that's very cute. Toonie. I'll give you a toonie.
President Trump. Yes, that was wrong. That doesn't make it right to do it all again. Not least because it will, as it did before, inevitably backfire. America's getting trapped in a vicious circle started by Biden, in which presidents take 4-year turns in executing revenge and pardoning their mates because the other guy did it first. This won't end well. There's a simple way to break the cycle, and we also learn that when we're 5 years old. It's remembering the difference between right and wrong. Well, joining me to discuss all of this is Brian Shapiro, host of Pushing the Limits, the former Illinois governor, Rod Blagojevich,
Rob Blagojevich. I remember watching like debates with this guy, but this guy was crazy, wasn't he? Like, what was his crazy? Why is this guy? Can someone remind me why this guy was famous?
Host of the H3 podcast, Ethan Klein, and the host of the Benny Show, Benny Johnson. Welcome to all of you. Okay, Benny, welcome back to Uncensored, and thank you.
Look, I'll be honest, I don't know who the fuck this guy is, and I don't know who the fuck this guy is, the leprechaun-looking dude. Don't know this guy with the red chin strap. Do not know him. And this guy's probably anti-Semitic.
Your good wishes about my little encounter with a step that led to quite unbelievable amount of damage to my hip. But that has all been
I'm very
repaired.
sorry about that, Piers.
I'm on the road to recovery. Yeah.
So, wait a second. I did have a question for you. You didn't answer this. You didn't answer this when I texted you. Are you experiencing that NHS, that quality NHS service back in the UK? Or are you stateside in private care?
No, I was here, but I have private health insurance, which I made the most of. I would say about the NHS that when it's good.
Illy Internet says, what a loser lineup. Yeah, honestly, nightmare blunt rotation. One of many. We've seen many nightmare blunt rotations on this channel, I'm not gonna lie. This is by far, we've seen way worse nightmare blunt rotations, but this would qualify as a nightmare blunt rotation. Hey, Senator Blagojevich. Okay, so Benny Johnson, far right, is far right and closeted gay, or at least bi. That's from Joshua Keller. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, MKMT says, bunch of white dudes doing the opposite of mocking. Hey, I mock all of these motherfuckers. Let's go. We mogging. My friend Dane just sent me outside. What do you mean, Dane? Okay, Dane. Let me respond to this later. My friend Dane is sending wedding invites. Let's go. It's my American friend, folks. Mark is unread. There we go. Okay, let's go back.
Good, it's great. And if you, Benny Johnson, come to London and you fall like I did and you break your femur and you need a new hip, you know what you won't get? You'll get great treatment and you won't get somebody hovering over you demanding thousands of dollars. That's the beauty of the NHS. You may not like it, but trust me, in that moment, you'll love it. But let's not have a debate about the NHS.
We're happy that you're on the mend. I was very sad to hear about that. Very thankful that you're okay.
Thank you, man. I appreciate the message. Okay, look, Don Lemon, not a great friend of either of ours, can be very annoying, clearly lapping this up now like a dairy farmer milking the udder of a very large set of cows. As you
TW Eat Threeben says the council of sniffing their own farts. And Chris comes into the $2 donut. Thank you so much, Chris, and says, why is Mr. Vape Nation on a political show? Oh, by the way, Chris, we're scheduled for Dark Souls 2 on Friday night. Chris, free up for now. Might become Saturday, but for now, free up your Friday night, sir. You're coming to play with myself and Elias some Dark Souls 2 on the gaming channel.
You can't blame him, and he'll end up making him more famous, richer, and everything else. So completely cataclysmic own goal, I would argue, by the Trump administration. However, you know, I've talked to a number of lawyers here, And it's a complex issue, actually, because Lemon's charged with violating an 1871 law originally designed to combat the Ku Klux Klan by conspiring to deprive others of their civil rights and violating the FACE Act by obstructing access to a house of worship. Now, the Freedom of Access to Clinic Entrances Act of 94 is a law signed by the former President Bill Clinton that makes it a federal crime.
I'll be honest with you guys, I've been dealing with some like stuff in the back, so I've barely followed up on the Don Lemon story. I know he was arrested. Right-wingers seem to be happy that he was arrested. Left-wingers like he didn't do anything wrong. I saw Hassan, a quick segment talking about it, like he was just interviewing people in the church. People want to arrest him for that. Obviously, it's Trump wanting to like arrest any critics of his, etc. They're just making Don Lemon more famous, to be honest with you. But anyways, I have not followed up on that, so like I don't know what the fuck happened, but I'm sure Don Lemon getting arrested is stupid. Can we say that?
To physically obstruct entry to clinics offering reproductive health services.
And yeah, Chris, why is Mr. Vape Nation on a political show? He's running out of options. Ethan has to pick up new audience members. It's not happening organically on the podcast. There's no way for the H3 show to grow the way it's going. So maybe making an appearance on Piers Morgan can be like, oh, there's a show called H3. Let me go click and see what this guy has to say. It's probably some kind of attempt to stay relevant, to expand their audience and their fan base. So that's my guess.
But has now been adapted for this. So my question for you, Benny, is we've all watched the footage. We've all seen what happened. Don was broadcasting it. To me, there is a qualitative difference between what the protesters were doing, which almost certainly did break the law, and what Don Lemon was doing, which was reporting on what they were doing. And if we don't make that distinction, then whether you're a journalist who skews left or right or down the middle, then the precedent this would set going forward is going to be horrific. So why
I'm going to
should
speed
we
up
be
the
gleeful,
Don Lemon segment,
as many on the conservative right are, about the prosecution of Don Lemon?
So I want to take this a couple different ways here, Piers. I mean, number one, I think you'd be having a very different conversation if Nick Fuentes stormed into a synagogue, wouldn't you? And started harassing the rabbi? Wouldn't you be having a different conversation if Alex Jones stormed a mosque?
Sure, but that's
right. Like you'd be,
well, no, I would apply.
You'd be having a totally. You'd be saying this is the.
Kylie Internet says Ethan wants to be Hassan so bad. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Hassan's been on Piers Morgan multiple times, and he's made like very viral appearances when he's like telling that person like, "Who the fuck are you?" Or like he was telling the dude from Valuetainment like that he was red as a tomato or whatever.
You'd be saying this is terrible.
Hey, Vinny, relax.
Like, how dare you? I'm saying that Christians are treated differently in this country, and that Don Lemon
it's a very good question.
was there.
No, I would say this. Benny, on that point,
and I would say also that's
let me
wrong.
answer you.
I say all of the above are wrong. I just
Benny,
let me just make my point. I just been talking for like 10 seconds.
Did Don Lemon go in there and
Okay. Ethan's jumping in there. Let's slow it down. Noxolato sends $2 and says, looks like that rent is due for the H3 people. I mean, hey, is there new after show doing well? How's that thing doing?
harass the
No, he
let
didn't.
Benny finish his point.
And thank you for the dono, Noxolato.
Or did he?
But he did. I mean,
Yes.
look. Okay, so if you read did you read the federal filing? Did you read the grand jury
I mean,
indictment?
I watched the video.
Right, and they used the
It was
video
all streamed,
actually.
Benny.
They watched the video in the grand jury indictment. They used his own video as the evidence against him, along with a number of other, and along with all of the evidence that was provided by the churchgoers. I'm saying that all of the above is wrong, and that you can't do that. That these are places of worship. These are also private property, and that Don Lemon was part of a conspiracy to do this because Don Lemon was working with the organizers. He was delivering coffee to them. He was working with the actual individuals who were planning this. He said so on his live.
Seems like Ethan is like suppressing his tics. I think he's trying really hard. I've never seen him like this still. He hasn't coughed once, I think, since this, and I've been watching him from the beginning kind of closely. I think look, and I obviously I feel for the guy for having Tourette's and struggling with it, and I don't think he should have to hide it. People understand, even if he wants to give like a disclaimer like to the audience, even though he shouldn't have to. No one should give a fuck. But like, it does seem like he's trying to like suppress it.
Maybe because in his mind, this is like a new audience that doesn't know him. He doesn't want to seem like he has Tourette's, even though I don't see why that should have any bearing on it. Never impacted me when I used to watch H3, when I used to be a fan. I understood it. I accepted it. I'm like, hey, this dude has Tourette's. Like, what the fuck? It's fine. You know what I mean? You quickly accept it and you learn to ignore it. I've just an observation. I'm not trying to be a dick or insensitive.
Stream, and then he went up to the front of the pulpit and started harassing.
Jim D. Dukers is leaving. Jim, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for all the generous donos and for gifting us lovely memberships. We love you, Jim. Have a great night.
Harassing the pastor there at the front of the pulpit. Now, what was also happening was also it's on video. So what was also happening here was that little children were being wrongfully imprisoned. Do you know this? Like, little children were being wrongfully imprisoned. If you read the indictment, the children were being kept in their Sunday schools by the protesters, harassed, spit on, attacked. They weren't able to get to their parents. And Don Lemon says in the video, and thank you for mentioning this, Ethan, that is on video. Don Lemon says in the video, these children look traumatized. Well, actually, that's the point. This is an exact quote from his live stream.
Don Lemon imprisoned children in Sunday school? What? He didn't let the kids leave their Sunday school?
And so if you think that that's okay to do to like little children in a church or children in a synagogue or children in a mosque, I think it's all wrong. I think that these places of worship should be off limits for people protesting or attacking them.
Political operative.
It's not
his job is to lie.
Yeah, that's not what happened.
The administration.
That's right.
Let me bring Brian. Okay, hang on. Don't talk at once. Don't all talk at once. Let me get to Brian next. Brian, I do think Benny raised a good point. That's why I tried.
Also, it's a chance for them to promote Teddy Fresh, because who's buying Teddy Fresh other than the H3 audience? The H3 audience is dwindling, so less and less people are buying Teddy Fresh. So now Ethan, notice he's got the Teddy Fresh hat on. He's turning. He's making sure you get a view of the Teddy Fresh hat. He's got the Teddy Fresh t-shirt on with the logo prominently displayed in the top half of the shirt where he knows the audience is going to see it. So, look, they do have to pay the bills, okay? They do have to pay the bills. And now they have a bunch of new crew members, right, for their after show, so they have more salaries to pay, presumably. So you gotta pimp out the Teddy Fresh, you gotta pimp out the hat, you gotta pimp out the show, all of it.
I had to answer his question in real time, but it was aimed at everybody, which is, if that had been Alex Jones, who does a version of what Don Lemon does, but to the right, if he had gone into a mosque, for example, and he'd gone in with a group of protesters who then interrupted the worship and traumatized young Muslim kids, right? Or whatever, an exact similar situation, but a mosque and it's Alex Jones. Can you say with all honesty, you would be out here defending Alex Jones?
Well, first of all, for full disclosure, I'm friends with Don Lemon. And to answer your question, Piers, if Alex Jones wasn't protesting, because Don Lemon wasn't protesting, Benny Johnson is lying when he says that Don Lemon harassed the pastor. If Alex Jones wasn't harassing anybody and didn't disturb anybody, I would be saying the same thing I'm about to say right now. Don Lemon was not.
Chris sends $2 and says he isn't coughing because he isn't talking about Hassan. You think that's the deal? You think that's it, right? He brings up, he hears the name Hassan and he has to start coughing. It's a natural reaction, probably, honestly. Well, Hassan and stressful topics that always did bring out more ticks than Ethan. And we used to talk about them. We used to watch, like, anytime the Hassan topic used to come up, Ethan would look more agitated. Definitely, it's related to, like, his stress and anxiety levels, how much it goes up and down. Right now, though, yeah, some people in the chat are suggesting that maybe he's, like, medicated himself to, like, suppress them.
Protesting. He wasn't breaking the law. Maybe you could cite him for maybe trespassing. But the fact of the matter here is that this is not going to hold up in court. This is a charade. This is another example of the Donald Trump administration that is weaponizing the DOJ. And yes, I do think the color of his skin, certainly his politics and his sexuality have something to do with this. But you see, people like Benny Johnson, okay, who I do believe is a right-wing shill for Donald Trump, they're the first people after January 6th that called it a tourist visit. They patriots and hostages if you beat cops. But oh my God, Don Lemon didn't storm a church, by the way. He walked into the church, he took out his cell phone and he started recording. But to Benny, people like Benny, this is the worst thing in the world. Put him in jail. But yet when it comes to January 6th, if you beat cops, they're hostile.
This guy has such a hateable face. I don't know what it is. I hate his expression. I hate his haircut.
Hostages and patriots. Benny, my advice to you is stop being a Donald Trump cock and tell the truth and be honest for once in your life. I know you make a lot of money.
What about Steve Baker?
Okay, this is Kyle Kalinski's influence right there. This guy's saying stop being a Donald Trump cuck. We know the OG, our boy Kyle Kalinski, has changed the game with his dark woke tactics. I like it. I like the leprechaun here. Someone's Nola Magnolia says he looks like Peaky Blinders ready. He does look like he's hopping off from the set of Peaky Blinders or off the box of Lucky Charms cereal. Oh, we've got some Lucky Charms over here. Would you like some Lucky Charms?
Truth and be honest.
Delicious cornflakes with some delicious marshmallows.
Once in your life. I know you make a lot of money.
What about Steve Baker?
Every single day, but you're lying.
So wait a second. What about Steve Baker? So Steve Baker's a journalist for The Blaze. He was arrested for covering January 6th. So
Holy facelift, bro. No? Is it just me or does this guy have a serious facelift?
Baker, was he just a journalist? Should he be freed? Are you in favor of Steve Baker being free? Are you advocating for Steve Baker?
You see what Benny just did? The guy, his messiah, who he supports, Donald Trump, called those who beat cops with their own batons. Some of these cops have...
No, but answer his question, though, Brian. Brian, answer his question about Steve Baker.
Yes,
Steve Baker was sent to jail. Today's show is sponsored
Keep It Real says, nah, that's racist. Are you talking about my leprechaun impression? MKMT liked it. Says the leprechaun... you're welcome, guys. I had to do leprechaun. That's a leprechaun that you have crossed.
Oxford Natural, makers of the Optimum Day and Optimum Night all-natural supplements.
Just fucking Piers, stop selling products. You're already a multimillionaire. Jesus, man, have some pride.
Yes, I believe that some of those, like Baker, and I'm on the record saying this, Benny, were over-prosecuted. Absolutely. The people that I was concerned about on January 6th were those violent criminals. Don Lemon's never been arrested for a crime in his life. Don Lemon has never been charged with a crime in his life. He took out his cell phone, he recorded. He didn't storm the Capitol. Moments before...
But why is Ethan here talking about, like, Don Lemon? Is this conversation gonna turn to, like, anti-Semitism at some point or something? Because that's Ethan's bread and butter. Let me look at the topics real quick, because what is happening? They're still talking about Don Lemon? Ethan Klein on Don Lemon? Okay, like, come on, like, at least ask him something that, like, you know, that he's been talking about for 2 years. Like, why don't you bitch about Hassan or something? Don Lemon? Then what? Okay. Piers asked the panel about Ethan Klein's rebuttal. And then we have a Glenn Beck at the end. Okay, so we have 50 minutes of this. We're going to watch the whole thing, folks. We're going to watch every fucking second of this. I promise you.
He walked into the church and he followed these people. He wasn't necessarily, quote, working with
Nola says, as half Irish, I approve. Well, I'm a leprechaun for Lucky Charms.
And it's all on the live stream. And by the way,
you know the one flaw. Okay, but Brian, the one flaw I think in that defense, and I broadly agree with you about this. I don't think he should be prosecuted, but he does, where I think he's a bit vulnerable, he does in his own live stream repeatedly use the word we are going to go in here, right? Now, if you're trying to paint a picture as Benny did earlier, of a conspiracy where Don is not just a journalist reporting, but is actually an active participant in the protest group that goes in, using the phrase we are going to go in here, I think is...
Shisha 87 says, ew, Ethan is on Piss Morgan. This is kind of crazy, isn't it? Like, just fucking sitting there. And the thing is, it's so irrelevant. Like, what? He has nothing to add to the conversation. Like, no offense, you know what I mean? But, like, what does Ethan have to say about the Don Lemon situation or even ICE? Like, come on.
Going to be problematic for it because it implies that he is part of the protest group.
But Piers, I hear what you're saying, okay? But here's what they're going to have to prove in court. I'm talking about the prosecutors. Was he actively protesting? Was he disturbing a church service in one way or another? And in my personal opinion, the answer is no. All he did, I repeat, is take out his cell phone and started to record, as any journalist would do. And then he conducted a few interviews. Now, at worst case scenario, you might be able to get him on a trespassing charge. But Piers, let's be honest here. And I think for the most part, we agree on this. This is nonsense. It's because who Don Lemon is. This is exactly what's going on here. I find it interesting. They don't want a full investigation, people like Benny, when it comes to Jonathan Ross. When you shoot an innocent 37-year-old woman in the face, nothing to see here. But let's have a full-on investigation for a bunch of protesters.
Wait, Haley, Trump shit his diaper? And just when I say that, we lose power. You see, they're always watching, folks. They're always watching. The watchful eye of Sauron.
The worst thing.
I don't.
All right. Let me bring in Rod, because the worst thing, Rod, for me about this is if you could have scripted the one thing Don Lemon would have loved most to happen to him in the last few days, it would be to be arrested for something like this by the Trump administration, turned into an instant martyr to the extent that he goes to the Clive Davis pre-Grammys party and they give him a standing ovation, right? He got a bigger cheer than some of the big superstars. This is Don Lemon's idea of a dream come true. So, you know, if anyone thinks this is going to either silence or neuter Don Lemon, or indeed deter other people like Don Lemon from doing the same, I do think, by the way, Brian, I don't want you to respond to this, but the idea that he's being targeted because he's black or gay.
Oh, Rave Baby says, I scrubbed through and Ethan makes a homophobic joke about Lemon. Already, huh?
I think is ridiculous. He's annoying, whatever his skin color and sexuality, but he's loving his moment because it is played right into his hands. He's going to get a load more clicks, a load more money. He's a lot more famous. So, Rod, this doesn't work for me on any level. You know, making Don Lemon the most famous martyr in American journalism, I'm doing it in a way that looks to most people like overreach. How does that make a win for Trump?
Well, you know, Piers, I'm super sensitive when it comes to people who are getting arrested. I spent 2,896 days sheltering in place in prison for political things, not crimes, for conversations and telephones.
God damn it. Trying to live stream in Lebanon, folks. Always a challenge. Always a challenge. But alas, we make it happen. We make it happen here.
That were started by Obama. Those weren't crimes. That was free speech.
What was that for?
So when I see what's happening to Don Lemon and when I see what hope happened to most of the people on January the 6th,
Ethan's trying to jump in, but like his mic is either, I don't know if I know Piers Morgan, because people yell over each other, like people like Cenk Uygur and stuff, they have crazy fights. They've started lowering people's mics. So I don't think it's Ethan having it, you know, badly calibrated or something, but he's trying to jump in. The sound's not coming out, so it's just like these awkward interjections that Ethan is making, and then he's looking to the right or left, presumably to like Dan, who's there producing with him.
This is the overcriminalization.
Being like, oh, they're ignoring me. Look at that.
But I see what hope happened to most of
looking at Dan, giving him a quick
crimes for conversations and telephones that were started by Obama. Those weren't crimes. That was free speech.
What was that for?
So when I see what's happening to Don Lemon and when I see what hope happened,
you know, giving Dan that look like, they've got me on mute. They've got me on mute.
To most of the people on January the 6th, this is the overcriminalization of fundamental freedoms in America. I don't like Don Lemon. I think he's not even remotely an objective journalist. And I think, you know, what you're saying about him being martyred now in the political left is very true.
Because Ethan talks here.
But I do think it's important moving forward. I think President Trump is the type of leader who understands that we better do something about weaponization, lawfare, and protect our freedoms in America because, and I say this about my own party, no one does weaponization or lawfare more so or better than the Democratic Party.
We don't want you, trust me.
Ethan, you've been waiting very patiently.
We no longer claim you as a Democrat. And the reason for that, of course, is that, Rod, respectfully, you're probably the most corrupt politician in modern American history. I mean, you were sentenced to 14 years for attempting to sell a Senate seat. You were caught on wiretap.
Oh, that's the guy. That's what he did. That's right. He's the guy who tried to steal. I know I knew this fucking guy. He was like all over the news.
The was reversed by the
closest you should be allowed to a microphone is the Starbucks drink order announcer. I mean, why are you even here, Rod? Respectfully, you are a disgraced person.
You should get your facts right, my friend.
What facts did I get wrong there, Rod?
And no quid pro quo. Read the case.
Were you in prison? Were you found guilty of corruption?
I was wrongfully
corruption,
convicted for non-crimes by the use of jury instructions that were not crimes and sent to prison for 14 years, never took a penny because I
mean, like, look, it's an easy layup. Like, this dude was in jail for 14 years. Like, of course, just tell him, hey, weren't you in jail, dumbass? Like, yeah, that's kind of a... Why the fuck is this guy here, man? Why would they even bring this guy? Like, Ethan should be insulted that he's on a panel with all these... There's like such a rejects panel.
Like, you know what I'm saying? This is like all the B-sides. These are the they're the guys you bring in if someone drops out last minute. Like, hey, get Benny Johnson or get Rob Dragoyevich. Throw him in there, quick. There's not a single A-side here. I mean, I guess for us, Ethan is interesting because of, you know, of the podcast and all that history. But to like an average person, why the fuck would you watch this panel?
Back. And I fought back against this kind of weaponization.
You sure tried to take a penny.
You, in this particular case,
you said, "quote This seat is golden." About the seat you are attempting to sell.
No, I said this seat is effing golden. I'm not giving up for nothing. We're going to make a political deal because Obama asked to make a political deal. Get your facts right. And by the way, 98% of those FBI tapes are still covered up to this day.
The judge got the facts right.
You don't have the facts right. And
you got pardoned by Trump. You're out here glazing him up. We know the deal. But the truth is, don't sit here and act like you have any legitimate clout or you have no legitimacy in this world. You're a criminal and you
have no legitimacy. It's first of all legitimacy, Ethan. You have no legitimacy. And why are you look at how you're dressed? You're on Piers Morgan talking about Don Lemon and politics. Come on, man. He was supposed to be on with Anthony Scaramucci. Oh, okay. So why are they talking about this, man? Why are they talking about Don Lemon? Why is Ethan talking about Don? This is so boring. I mean, Ethan, we want to watch and support and have fun. Not support you, like, you know, so just have a good time. Support our friend Piers Morgan. What is this?
The American democracy like a piggy bank. Like, legitimacy in this world. You're a criminal.
You don't have any legitimacy.
Clout or you have no legitimacy in this world. You're a criminal. And you use the American democracy like a piggy bank. Like, again, you should, the only microphone.
We got like children debating politics. Sunflower Dragon sends a $2 dono. It says, I'm Irish also, and I grant you the pass, Anthony. Oh, well, thank you so much, Sunflower Dragon. I'll use the pass and I'll run with it. Straight under the rainbow. Hold to my pot of gold. Yee-hoo. Okay, that's maybe not. I don't think leprechauns say yee-hoo, do they?
You should be near Starbucks order. You know,
let me say this.
What's the name on the drink?
It's the second time Ethan makes that Starbucks joke.
You should be near Starbucks order. You know,
let me say this.
What's the name on the drink, buddy?
I would never give in to those weaponized prosecutors. What they did to me at the AAA level to a Democrat governor, the same kind of people did that same thing to President Trump at the major league level. And it's wrong if you do it to me. It's wrong if you do it to Trump. And it's wrong if you do it to Don Lemon. And it's wrong if you do it to Don Lemon. And the key to a democracy is an informed electorate.
Hold on.
You need to get your facts right, my friend, and get yourself informed.
You need to get your facts right,
can I
sir.
add something?
I know my facts.
Not compare, hold on.
The judge said jail. The judge and jury said
you.
Jail.
They tried. Okay. They tried me twice.
That's you, buddy.
You know what?
Never been charged with
all
a
right,
felony.
guys.
Ethan's trying to get that viral moment. He's trying to get that viral clip. I don't think it's happening. So far, at least. He's low energy. The topic is just boring. That's the problem. The guests fucking suck. I'm sorry. What, the Blagorovich? What? The guy who tried to sell a Senate seat like 6 years ago? He's the guy? And the leprechaun? And this fucking dude over here looks like a fucking serial killer. 100% has murdered people, has bodies in his freezer. Sunflower Dragon with another $5 donut. Thank you so much, Sunflower Dragon. It says, Ethan got a taste for those debates that he used to have and wants to be politically relevant like Hassan. He did used to have these like sad debates on his podcast, usually with like idiots. So again, always easy layups. It was never anything. He never brought anyone on that could actually challenge him. Like he had Pearl on and like just idiot male influencers and shit like that. So yeah, he's trying, but like, this is just not an interesting topic to talk about. He should have been on to talk about, honestly, the rise of like anti-Semitism. That's his big thing, isn't it? And talk about that and how like there's anti-Semitism on the left. Why don't you try to make that argument on the Piers Morgan show, Ethan? Chris says $2, says not Irish as a Lucky Charm enjoyer. You get the pass. Well, there we go. I haven't had Lucky Charms in so long, by the way. It's literally just sugar and marshmallows, just crack.
Go ahead.
Guys, I think we're drifting. We are drifting. We are drifting off.
Respectfully, we're drifting.
We're drifting off topic.
And I'll say,
Ethan, let's get back to the topic.
I
want to
agree.
talk
So
about
he's
Don
saying
Lemon.
he agrees that Don Lemon shouldn't be arrested. So I'll say, even this Trump lackey is willing to make that concession, where someone like Benny here, who, let's be real, his overlords go beyond Donald Trump. He's accountable to the Russians who paid him a nice, hefty, beautiful hundreds of thousands from Tenet Media. So
more than that.
Again, Well, we don't know. Maybe Benny can tell us how much
The
they paid
DOJ
him.
said
We
the
don't know.
DOJ said that I
But
was victim of a crime.
I'm sorry.
The DOJ says
Benny, you can
Merrick
respond
Garland
one
says
second, but-
I am victim of a crime in that me, Tim Pool, Dave Rubin, and a number of others.
So which is it? Are you
which is it,
Benny?
Are you smarter than the Biden DOJ?
Buffoon?
Talk about being an overlord, having an overlord lackey.
Or are you a traitor? Are you a traitor or a fool? Those are the two options.
All right, do you know what? The ad hominem stuff, Ethan.
It's not ad hominem, Piers. That's what happened.
They're
fine. Listen,
it's total ad hominem.
They are ad hominem attacks.
I'm not attacking your person.
And I don't want to spend.
Recounting what happened.
I don't want to spend, with respect to.
Like, I don't like any of these people, so it's like, you know what I mean? Chris, with a 1 Do Not Worry membership being gifted, slammed into the live chat, and it has gone to I'm on the verge of tears. Well, I'm on the verge of tears. Good news. You've just become a member. No more crying. No more tears from you. Thank you so much, Chris, for the lovely support. Guys, this is kind of, I mean, we're going to watch it, but it's kind of boring. Or is it just me? Or is it just kind of boring? Like, Ethan's trying to call the guy, you're a fool. It's just not hitting. It's not landing. The guy does sound like a douche, okay? And the guy does seem like a complete shill. No credibility. But Ethan has even like less credibility. You know what I mean? He's like low. Yeah, Eric says he's low energy. He is. The attacks lack bite. Like, look how he calls him a fool.
Piers, that's what happened.
They're fine.
Are you a traitor?
Like
are you
DOJ,
a buffoon?
talk about being an overlord, having an overlord lackey.
Or are you a traitor? Are you a traitor or a fool? Those are the two options.
All right, do you know what? The ad hominem stuff, Ethan,
take it easy, Ethan. Calm down. You need to calm down.
It's not ad hominem, Piers. That's what happened.
Yeah, MKMT says, it is boring, dog. They're all sauceless. Exactly. No one here. Okay, this guy fucking looks like someone, and I can't place it, but he looks like someone. Like some kind of douche actor. Who does this fucker... Or like a swimmer. He looks like a swimmer.
They're fine.
Listen,
it's total ad hominem.
They are ad hominem attacks.
I'm not attacking your person.
And I don't want to spend...
recounting what happened.
I don't want to spend... With respect to everybody, I don't want to spend the entire panel debate talking about individuals on the panel.
Can we go back to Don Lemon?
Just give me your...
Yes.
Ethan,
no, let's not go back to Don Lemon. That's a boring fucking topic, leprechaun. Let's go back to Don Lemon. No, who gives a shit about Don Lemon, man? He got fired from CNN. Like this, literally, the only reason Don Lemon is relevant now is because he's in fucking jail or whatever, man. Stop it with... Talk about something interesting.
What assessment of what's happened with Don Lemon?
Gladly. So I agree with the majority on the panel that, I mean, he did nothing. He walked in there as a journalist, recording. He said, you guys are very keen to talk about what he said on camera, but you forget this one, Benny. He said, quote, I'm not part of the group. I'm a journalist. Talk about we, which is like a words game. It's semantics. But again, you go back to what he actually said, and it's, quote, I am not a part of the group. I am a journalist. So, you know, I think the whole conversation is just stupid at this point because it's like, it's so obvious that this was just done as a revenge, out of spite. It's political spite.
Piers,
there's literally no question to it, and I think even Benny would agree. He's like, yeah, it's spite.
So Piers, you had Valentina, if you recall, on your show about a month ago. I think we both agree she's despicable. She's running for office in Texas. Yeah. She went into a church. There's video of this a month ago, and she called the churchgoers pedophiles. They asked her to leave. Multiple people asked her to leave. I'm sure Benny's not talking about this, or he'll say, I don't know anything about that. But she didn't leave right away. It's all on video. She stormed a church. She called people pedophiles. Not only is she not arrested, but the DOJ is not even investigating this case. So this is a double standard at a minimum.
I love Ethan, like, look at his hand on the chin, like trying to...
She called people...
I'm an intelligent political thinker with my beanie. I mean, look, I wear beanies like that. I wear beanies over the ears. It can be stylish, but it also makes you look kind of like silly and goofy. Like, and look, the guy's beret. Or is that a beret? What kind of hat is this? It's not a beret. It's a... What do you call these fucking hats? Look, this guy looks goofy with his hat, but Ethan looks slightly more goofy. Okay, it's just a goofy look to sit there and like do the whole chin like It's like it doesn't work with a Teddy Fresh, man.
Pedophiles. Not only is she not arrested, but the DOJ is not even investigating this case. So this is a double standard at a minimum. Don Lemon didn't break any laws. He wasn't harassing anybody.
Flat cap. Okay, it's a flat cap.
everybody. I'm sorry if a few kids were crying and their church service was disturbed. I really am sorry about that. But I care a little bit more about Renee Good's family and the fact that her kids are growing up without a mother. But people like Benny don't want a full investigation into that. Let's call these people who were murdered domestic terrorists and assassins. But boy, that guy, Don Lemon, I can't believe he stormed a church and he did a couple interviews. Benny, give me a break.
I can, I can sit here and be logically consistent in my worldview, which is that you should not storm places of worship, period. I don't want anybody on the left doing it. I don't want anybody on the right doing it. I'm saying you shouldn't do that. And I also agree. I mean, I know this is going to sound crazy, but I also agree with probably everyone on this panel, which is that Don Lemon is a black hole narcissist. He spent 30 years in cable news. He's going to use this. He's going to use this to.
What is a black hole narcissist?
Black hole. Well, yeah. What is a black hole narcissist?
He is a narcissist that pulls literally the gravity in on himself. He's going to use this for further power and further popularity. And so you're gonna have to bring the receipts when it comes to prosecuting Don Lemon. Piers said this. Everyone said this. This is what happens with high-profile prosecutions. You have to be able to bring the receipts. If you actually read the grand jury testimony, which I find this
guys, I'm so hungry. I think I'm gonna have to slam a shawarma when this is done.
Remarkable, by the way. Every one of these people on the panels probably tweeted, "No one's above the law. Nobody's above the law. No one's above the law." Well, it was a grand jury in dark blue Minnesota.
Yes, who said that? Who said that? Who said that? Who said that? Yusuf says, "Black hole sun, black hole sun, won't you come? Won't you come? Black hole sun, won't you come? Won't you come?" Thank you so much for reminding us of this beautiful song, Yusuf. W's in the chat for Yusuf. And North Star Radio, still here. Chill. When's the last friend tried to get a word at the end of the lunch? I know, right? When the last friend tries to get a word in.
That said, Don Lemon deserves to be arrested, indicted. Trial. It was a grand jury that did that. So is somebody above the law or not?
I want to go back to what Benny just said.
The idea that Donald Trump is sitting in his office, like pointing and saying, "Arrest that man."
Sure,
that's not how this works.
Benny, okay, so this is my friend, and Benny, hold on a second. Benny, you just...
I find it amazing that you say, like, children, little Christian children... Little Christian children is, I don't care if I'm sorry that little Christian children were crying and weeping and sobbing in their church. Have you talked to the church pastor? I've spoken with the pastor of that church, Jonathan Parnell.
So let me respond. Benny just called my friend Don Lemon.
Were terrorizing the little children in the church.
Okay,
I can't believe that you're sitting there in favor of this.
Benny,
you can see the photographs of the kids crying in their parents' arms. What happened here was immoral. It's despicable. It is indefensible. It's utterly indefensible.
Yeah, this is like unwatchable.
Defensible. Places of worship should not be stormed by anyone. Period.
I'm okay with those protesters being charged, but
let me just clear. Don Lemon did not do any of that. 30 seconds.
All right, Brian, very quick response, and then I want to change.
Yes.
I want to change topic after Brian's very quick response to that.
First of all, I don't believe you should protest in a church or private property. I'm not condoning that behavior, number one. Number two, you just called my friend Don Lemon a narcissist. You are the same guy that is a shill for Donald Trump. So I don't want to hear somebody like Benny Johnson who supports Donald Trump no matter what
I'm just
he does.
like he was on Piers' show. Watch the interview with Piers. Piers, what was he like on your show? Like, it is what it is. You know, it is what it is. People have big egos in this profession, and it's fine. You know, it's fine. Well, I'm literally saying, that you better come correct when you're bringing the receipts and when you're charging this guy. That's all I'm saying. Is that, like, yes, you're right. I think everybody on this panel agrees that Don Lemon will then, utilize this. We saw it at the Grammys last night. For more power, fame, and I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he got a job back in TV. He was fired by CNN. Benny. I wouldn't be surprised if he got a job back in TV after this. That's all. You have no idea what Don Lemon wants or doesn't want to do, Benny. You don't know him personally like I do. I can tell you he is not a narcissist. The narcissist is the...
We don't care about Don Lemon. Jesus. This chapter, by the way, is called Ethan Klein on Don Lemon. He said like 2 words. He's being mocked all the time.
Exist in this country, and white supremacy doesn't
Stop talking, Leprechaun. Okay, now it's Brian Shapiro on white supremacy. What does Ethan have to say? Honestly, guys, I don't want to listen to these fuckers talk. It's so boring. I just want to skip to Ethan's parts.
Country is a problem, And white privilege in this country is a problem as well. And if you don't agree with that there is something called...
Yeah, Hermio Torres says, I love that everyone's ignoring Ethan's interjections. Also, because like they keep muting his mic, so like they can barely hear him, and if they do hear him, they still don't care. But like none of these people are interesting. This guy is bored. He looks bored. Like when you already look bored, he's just looking at the camera like this. Like, dude, don't invite this guy on, okay? This guy, who the fuck cares about this guy? The fucking leprechaun and Ethan, who has no business talking about fucking Don Lemon. Chris says, I had to Google who Don Lemon is. I mean, Chris, look, if you watch, I mean, I used to watch CNN back in the day. Don Lemon is a known-ish personality. But like, yeah, who cares?
White privilege, and that, yes, white supremacy is an issue in this country.
Scandal. Rod, I want to bring you in here. The Epstein scandal is raging ever bigger.
Okay, there we go. Epstein, here we go. Maybe we got some juice over here.
Accountability is still really not moving, particularly in America. So in the UK, the human being formerly known as Prince Andrew, now Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, he's been brought down. He's been finished. Lord Mandelson.
Oh my God. Probably... Back to this. I'm going to have a little bit of rice and Szechuan sauce. I'm fucking hungry, man. I can't. Bueno. Trigger warning. Getting back to this fucking cursed picture. As if we didn't look at this enough today.
Very soon not going to be a lord and may well be facing a police investigation as we speak. In a diaper. He's finished. So a lot of British people who've been named in these files are being brought to book and dealt with. No high-profile Americans so far. Why?
Well, I mean, the wheels of justice sometimes move slowly. I think more information is coming out, and as a result of that, I think you're going to see action because some of this information has been suppressed, like the 98% of the FBI tapes on my case. To the guy with the camel cap.
This dude's trying to make himself sound innocent. No one cares, Rob Blagojevich. You spent the time in jail. You got your facelift. Just get over it, man. We're talking about the Epstein files. No, there was no injustice in your case, okay? You got what you fucking deserved.
No, I think eventually some people will be brought to justice. I mean, here again, you don't want to, over-prosecute. You don't want to jump to conclusions and maybe charge somebody like a Don Lemon for something that may not be a crime. I think you're going to be very careful with something like this because if you're accused of something like this, your life is destroyed. Very notable people are now caught up in Epstein, those relationships, President Clinton for one, Bill Gates for another, not just Prince Andrew. And, I was in politics. You meet a lot of people along the way. Thank goodness I never met him. But it's very likely that most of the people that intersected with Epstein had nothing to do with any of that stuff, didn't know anything about it. And so I think it's prudent that whatever prosecutions come, it's...
Irene Bertoni asks, where is Maki? Yeah, the cats made a little cameo a few minutes ago. They were here. Right now we got the Lego set occupying their old space, but they'll be back soon. I'll find a way. Yeah, they came, they said hi. Maki and Nata.
Done judiciously and carefully because these are very, very serious allegations. They should be prosecuted if, in fact, there's probable cause that someone did something to a child. But again, you don't want to destroy somebody's life when you jump the gun.
Friend Donald Trump.
Okay, let me ask.
Okay, let me ask Benny. I want to ask Benny. Hang on. I want to ask Benny this. So, Benny, it seems to me I've taken a position on this from the start that if you distance yourself completely from Epstein after his conviction for being a pedophile, then okay, you've got plausible deniability. You didn't know what kind of guy he was. He was a big socialite, wealthy guy, mixing with the rich and famous and powerful. But then he got a conviction for a sex crime against a minor. Okay, at that point, there's no confusion about who he is. And yet we see people like Elon Musk, for example, the richest man in the world, owner of X, who has been on a sort of rampage the last few days of trying to justify why he's the knight in shining armor about all this. He blew the whistle. He's the one demanding prosecutions, but repeatedly saying, I turned down all invitations to the island, blah, 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 blah. And yet we're seeing in real time emails which directly contradict that. Not that he ever went to the island, but he certainly expressed a keenness to go there and wanted to.
They're not letting Ethan talk. Every time he talks, they shut him up, dude. But like, also, he's not put like, this is like, you know, when a promoter puts on a boxing fight, if one of the fighters like doesn't perform well or doesn't capture the audience's attention, that promoter never brings that fighter back to fight. Or if a promoter brings on a singer at a club and the singer doesn't perform or sell enough tickets, they don't bring him back. No one on this panel, Ethan, for his first appearance on Piers Morgan, is not doing enough to earn a second invitation. Like, Piers is going to look back at this footage and be like, this guest was fucking boring. All of these guests were boring. We don't want Ethan Klein back on this panel. So unless Ethan can bust something out right now, or if a lot of H3 fans tune in and watch this Piers Morgan episode, then maybe they'll be like, well, at least he brought us some views, so let's invite him again. But as of right now, he's done nothing to prove to be an interesting, insightful, at least fun or entertaining. Like, if you're dumb and you don't know shit about politics, that's fine. If you're fun, if you're charismatic, if you're loud or something, he's neither of those things. You know what I mean? He doesn't have the political insight that we need. He's not entertaining. He hasn't been funny. Like, nothing. What do you bring to the table?
When the wildest parties were taking place and so on. And it just, you know, as I've said on this show already, it's the little things where, when he was Prince Andrew, it's the little things where if they're not telling the truth about the little stuff, what else are they not telling the truth about? Are you concerned?
Like, those other guys can get invited back because they actually might have, like, this guy used to be a politician. This guy, I don't know, he's a political commentator. He's been doing it for years. This guy's friends with Don Lemon, also a political commentator. They will have a reason to be invited back. Ethan, he's only there because he's supposedly funny or controversial or exciting. If he doesn't deliver on the funny, the controversial, or the exciting, he hasn't fulfilled his purpose. And so far, he's not doing it. He's trying. He keeps interjecting, trying to get attention, but no one gives a shit.
We're seeing a lot of people who, you know, Howard Lutnick, another one. You know, I never saw him again after whatever date it was. And then we know that's not true now. A lot of the chronology that these people are trying to paint has been destroyed by the reality of the documentary evidence from these files. What do you make of that?
Yeah, you're exactly right. There is two different distinct timelines for people that were dealing with Jeffrey Epstein. There's pre-prosecution in Florida for pedophilia, child trafficking, underage abuse of young women. This is what Jeffrey Epstein was charged with. And then there's dealing with him after those prosecutions. And of course, he pled to those charges. He then was put inside of his own wing of a low security prison. He was allowed to go home on the weekends. Alex Acosta was the federal prosecutor there in the Bush era, by the way, which is frankly something that I'd really like to look into. Like, why the hell did Jeffrey Epstein get to skate on these early charges? If you stack up the charges against Jeffrey Epstein, there, it was in 2006 to 2008. George Bush was president. Robert Mueller was in charge of the FBI. These charges should have landed him in prison.
Big Olameo just became a member again. Let's go. Joining the membership. 10 new members today. Thanks so much, Big O. And Chris with another $2 donor. Thanks so much, Chris. Says, Ethan, quick, say snark brain. Right, he hasn't said snark once yet. He hasn't said snark or Hassan. He's really fighting all of his urges right now. Don't say Hassan. Hassan.
For the rest of his life. None of us should be having this conversation. Jeffrey Epstein should be rotting in a prison cell for his crimes that he pled to in 2006 and through.
Piers, clearly, this man is snark-brained. Do you know what I mean? Benny Johnson is snark-brained, Piers.
2008, his prosecution. Why the hell was all of the people that were with him given immunity, like Ghislaine Maxwell? Why did that happen? I think this is ultimately the real question. Because there's a lot of people that are dragged down in this. It's scummy behavior. This is like the real question.
Who's the one who?
So
let Benny finish, please.
And let me just finish my thought here, because like, you know, everyone's gonna sit here and accuse me of being a shill for the Republican Party. Listen, George Bush was president during this time. Alex Acosta was working for George Bush. Alex Acosta said, "Don't charge Jeffrey Epstein. Back off. He belongs to Intel." There's something so much deeper that is going on here. And what we're seeing in the 3 million files, photographs, and videos that have been released is certainly threads of Jeffrey Epstein on a state level, being a state actor, while running a compromise operation against some of the most powerful people, including members of royal families, heads of state, Ehud Barak, a ton of other people that were all ensnared in this very...
Here's what Ethan is actually hoping Piers asks him. So, Ethan, please tell us your thoughts about iDubbbz and Anissa. They've been embroiled in a controversy about Iran. Please tell us about the content cop, how iDubbbz betrayed you and broke your heart live while you were live streaming. Please tell the world about the importance of your beef with iDubbbz and Anissa, and how you and Hassan Piker stopped hosting a podcast together on the H3 podcast channel. That's what he wants. And please tell us more about your insights on Snark and Snark subreddits and the harm that they have on people, and the rise of anti-Semitism on the left. Not the right, but the left. Ethan Klein.
Rich people.
Vladimir Putin,
and
potentially.
Be the op. But all I'm trying to say here is that, like, we shouldn't be talking about Jeffrey Epstein, because that evil son of a bitch should be in prison right now for the rest of his life, rotting in jail for the rest of his
Whoop. I may have gotten disconnected for a second, but we back. Are we back? Looks like we're back. Yeah. We back.
That prevented that from happening. Because that should...
I find it interesting. I find it interesting that Blanche is the guy that said the other day in a press conference that there's really no more investigations here. We're probably not going to find anybody else. I'm paraphrasing here. I also find it interesting that only about 50% of the files have been released. Benny, Donald Trump has called people like you and me stupid for even talking about this. He's been doing everything he can to try to prevent the truth from coming out. And if the defense is, well, why didn't Joe Biden do this? First of all, you mentioned Maxwell. She was under trial, open investigation, and then there was an appeal. That's number two there. And I would also go as far as to say this. The fact of the matter is...
I mean, yeah, fuck Joe Biden too.
...is that Donald Trump is all over the Epstein files hundreds of times. What did Dan Bongino do about it? What did Kash Patel do about it? Well, they say that Jeffrey Epstein killed himself. There's nothing to see here. We had all these people out there with binders, people like you, Benny. People out there with binders.
I didn't hold any binders.
Go ahead.
Dude, get your facts straight. Well, like, I'm not going to defend. I'm not going to defend the non-release of Epstein evidence. I'm not going to defend it. Like, I think
Benny,
that it was a total mistake.
Benny,
I think it was a total mistake.
Benny,
I'm really glad to see 3 million documents out.
Okay.
I want all of them out. I will join with you and say I want all the. I can be intellectually consistent on all of this.
Benny,
everybody who committed a crime, everyone who committed a crime, everyone who committed a crime should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. I'm enraged.
Let me ask Benny a question.
I'm enraged. It does really bother me that Jeffrey Epstein was allowed to skate because, and I quote,
Benny,
he belongs to
Benny.
Intel.
One question. Benny, one quick question.
Is it skipping? Are we having issues? You guys are losing me? I know I had an issue a couple seconds ago, but it should be better now, right?
Does it bother you? Hold on. Does it bother you, Benny, that Donald Trump is all over the Epstein files, regardless of whether you think there's criminal activity or not? I'm asking you, man to man, is it problematic to you? I guess that's the right word to use. That Donald Trump was his best friend for over 10 years, that Donald Trump was at least 8 times on the plane. We learned that in the Maxwell trial. He was on the flight log. Does it bother you he's all over the Epstein files at all?
What criminal allegations are you talking about?
Over
the question isn't a criminal allegation. I'm asking.
This is so boring. Like, if you guys can't hear me, try to refresh or close and open the stream. Apparently, some people are having some issues. This is incredibly boring, though. Like, I shit you not. just the topics they're discussing. It's like, okay, Epstein, but like, why is Ethan talking about this? And he's not even talking.
Benny, pay attention. Does it bother you, and do you think it's problematic?
I am paying attention.
That he associated himself. Okay. Does it bother you that Donald Trump associated himself with Jeffrey Epstein from that period of time, and he's all over the Epstein files? Because Joe Biden's not in the Epstein files. Barack Obama's not in the Epstein files. Kamala Harris isn't in the Epstein files.
Dude,
does that bother you?
Barack
Just answer the
Obama's
question.
White House counsel, Catherine Rummler, is all over the Epstein files, including but
That
not
wasn't
limited
my
to
question.
attempting to set up meetings with
Benny,
Obama while he was president.
Let me rephrase that question.
She was getting
Benny.
She was getting lavished with gifts. She was getting lavished with gifts.
Notice how he won't answer the question.
Okay, someone who worked for Obama is not the same as the actual fucking president, my guy. Shut the fuck up.
Benny, please.
Yes.
Let me ask you a
answer
question.
the question. Does it bother you?
I would
There's no
okay, don't all talk at once. Don't all talk at once. I would ask Ethan this question. I'd phrase it slightly differently. I've not seen anything, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but where is the damning evidence that Donald Trump continued to consort with Epstein post his conviction? Because that is the line I draw with all of these high-profile people.
That is the line you draw, you sick fuck? They were using his pageants to, like, recruit girls. Did you not read anything? Just because Epstein got caught and Trump doesn't want to publicly associate with him anymore, that makes it fine, you stupid fuck. Come on, Piers. Look, he drew the line. He was convicted. He was charged. Trump cut all. He was there for all the fucking parties. He was fucking minors. What are you talking about, you sick fuck? You dumb piece of shit.
You can say what you like, but I mean, for example, take Elon Musk, right? If Elon Musk said, which is entirely believable, that he had no idea about Epstein's conviction. This is what Richard Branson said. He didn't know until they did a bit of a deep dive into him, then it emerged. I didn't know Epstein at all, or that he had a conviction, for example. I never met him, never mixed in his circles, whatever. So it would have been a surprise to me. I'm just surprised that Elon Musk, rather than saying, I didn't know about that conviction, and that would have changed everything, given how strong he's been, for example, about the grooming gang scandal in the UK. But he hasn't done that. What he said is, I never accepted invitations to be on the island, when we have seen all the emails from him.
Irene asks, do you think Ela is feeding him what to say? I think he's got the crew around him. Definitely everyone's there to kind of support him and help him. Like this, normally he's got like ChatGPT right in front of him. He's like, 1 second, and he starts typing, and now he's got people probably telling him what to say. Probably did some research right before about the topics that they were going to talk about. Got some bullet points written down,
pleading to go on the island. So that's the problem I have with it. So I think with Trump, I've not seen anything incriminating that happens after the conviction. So, Trump can say, as he has been.
But a lot of incriminating shit before the conviction, dude. Come on.
The moment I knew what he was, I ditched him like
Marina, good night. Sleep tight.
Sack of spuds. And people that took that position at least can say with some sincerity, once I knew he was a convicted pedophile, I didn't see him again.
Yeah, I agree with you that essentially there's no smoking gun with Trump post his conviction. I think mostly people, are rightfully concerned when you see that he appears 1,000 times throughout the leaks, right? And the guy was very close with them. There's pictures of him like looking at young girls and talking about how hot they are with a known he wasn't known as a trafficker then, but I think people are rightful questioning his character. That being said, there's no smoking gun that he was associated with them afterwards. For example, Elon Musk wrote him an email that said, "When is the wildest party?" Now who would ask a convicted known trafficker, when is their wildest party on their island, right? Even you can say, "Oh, I didn't know," but listen, he did know. This is Epstein. He was a socialite, a New York.
But why are they overlooking? Didn't they check what was in the files? Like, they're overlooking so many damning things about Trump. Trump threatening people, threatening to bury people, threatening to kill people. There's pictures of Trump with young girls, if I'm not mistaken. Like, there's a whole lot of shit. Why are they be like, okay, he didn't, there's no smoking gun after the conviction. There's a whole lot of smoking guns before the conviction. Anyone who's around Epstein, there's no way you can't know what the guy is up to. Like, come on, guys, come on.
Socialite. These people all know each other. They know. Why is he asking him to party? He knows him because he's the party guy. He's the guy, hey, I got the girls.
Yeah.
Age optional.
And I'll add something
Right,
to that.
Benny?
I agree with everything you just said. There are victims and there are people that made statements to the FBI with the possibility threatened of perjury if they were lying. I tend to believe those victims, but this is a pattern of behavior with Donald Trump. The 25 plus women that have come forward that have accused him of sexual assault or rape. The hiding, not wanting to talk about Jeffrey Epstein. It's very strange. He doesn't want to talk about it. He calls everybody stupid who even brings it up. And again, I go back to E. Jean Carroll. I go back to him sexualizing his own daughter. I go back to him bragging about going into teenage girls' locker rooms on the Howard Stern show in a beauty pageant that he ran. So there is a history. Now, is there...
We got 5 minutes left, guys. We're almost done.
Is it criminally? Have you proven anything in a court of law? Obviously not. But I think where there's smoke, there's fire. And I absolutely believe that the 3 million files that we haven't seen yet, keep that in mind, half the files we haven't even seen yet, they've already released these files that I think are pretty damning to Donald Trump. Imagine what's left that they haven't released yet. So let's wait and see. I agree with Benny.
Okay,
I don't disagree. Say that he wants the files to be released.
I don't disagree with that.
And I mean, this
think
is the guy who famously said, grab him by the pussy, right?
To be fair to Benny, Benny has said,
hold on.
Benny
You
has
say
said
if
very
there's smoke, there's
clearly he
fire.
thinks they should all be released.
Yep.
All right, look, Benny, we're running out of time. But Benny, I want to just...
The record
hang on a second,
I just want to get the take on Clinton here. I just want to get the take on Clinton.
I'll give you the take.
Because there are photos of Clinton in the hot tub. There are photos of Clinton on the
made a
plane.
video yesterday.
What did the leprechaun say? Guys, I'm completely zoned the fuck out. People are saying, thank you, Mr. Leprechaun. Let's see. 1 second.
Have you proven anything in a court of law? Obviously not. But I think where there's smoke, there's fire. And I absolutely believe that the 3 million files that we haven't seen yet, keep that in mind, half the files we haven't even seen yet, they've already released these files that I think are pretty damning to Donald Trump. Imagine what's left that they haven't released yet. So let's wait and see. I agree with Benny.
Okay,
I don't disagree. Say that he wants the files to be released.
I don't disagree with that.
And I mean, this is the guy who famously said, grab him by the pussy, right?
To be fair to Benny, Benny has said...
Yeah, Henry says he's got great points, but that hat is way too pointy for the style. And the style is bad to start. Listen, guys, yeah, these aren't the days of radio. Okay, you got to have style to go along with your points. If you're going to come up here looking like a leprechaun with a red chin strap type beard thing, we're not going to care. And if you look like this fucker right here, we're not going to care. Everyone here is hideous. I'm sorry, it's not about looks and stuff, but everyone on this panel is completely disgusting. What an L panel. What an L blunt rotation. Seriously, what a horrible blunt rotation. Horrible. I don't want to look at any of these people's faces anymore. Ethan, okay, we did this to ourselves, but like this guy, I didn't sign up for him or for him or for him.
Benny has said very clearly he thinks they should all be released.
Yep.
All right, look, Benny, we're running out of time, but Benny, I want to just...
The record
hang on a second,
I just want to get the take on Clinton here. I just want to get the take on Clinton.
I'll give you the take.
Because there are photos of Clinton in the hot tub. There are photos of Clinton on the plane.
made a video yesterday defending Elon Musk. Do not let him get away from that.
I'll give you a take on Bill Clinton. Benny, you ready for this? Because I'm not a shill for anybody, Benny. I'll answer your question directly.
Go for it.
I believe that both Donald Trump and Bill Clinton have done some very bad things to young women. But here's the difference between me and you, okay? I don't defend Bill Clinton ad nauseum. You defend Donald Trump.
None of us do.
I want, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, I want you held to the highest standard of the law, and I want justice for the victims. I don't play whataboutism. I agree with you that, yeah, Bill Clinton probably did some very bad things as well. But guess what? Bill Clinton is not the leader of the free world right now. Donald Trump is. And I have yet to see you actually make the case or make a claim that, yeah, Donald Trump probably did some very bad things with Jeffrey Epstein. I will admit that I wouldn't doubt the fact that Bill Clinton has done that. Are you willing to agree with me with some middle ground here and say, yeah, Donald Trump also probably did some bad things? Will you admit that right now on Piers Morgan?
No, of course not, because there's no evidence.
Of course not.
Zero.
Because you're a cop, that's why.
But you're saying that.
What a useless conversation. What a useless conversation, man. This guy's not even willing to admit that maybe Trump has done something. Like, what the fuck? What are we doing here? What is this farce? Piers, what a fail episode. This is a horrible fucking episode of Piers Morgan. You are normally the Jerry Springer of news, and I say that as a compliment. As a compliment. The Jerry Springer of news. You know, we got trashy people yelling at each other, cursing while talking about politics and things that matter. You know, you've taken important topics and brought them down, you know, to the ground, humbled them. And you offer us this shit? If you were a Lanista presenting us with games in the arena, with your gladiators, what a piss poor showing. You would be the worst Lanista. Sorry, I'm watching Spartacus, A House of Asher. What a horrible. I am not entertained. I hate this.
When Donald Trump was president, leader of the free world. Hold on, like when Bill
Chris
Clinton
says, I made you watch this hot garbage. I thought it would be fun, Chris. I thought this would be fun. I thought this was what the people wanted. Okay, it's not my fault. What did I do? You wanted this. I thought I wanted this. I don't.
Was leader of the free world. He lied under oath about cheating on his wife with his intern.
Again, nobody's defending Bill
in the Oval Office.
Nobody's defending Bill Clinton.
I'll respond to that.
You know what I think? You know what I think?
Talking about Trump.
Guys,
this is the op. Like,
guys, here's the bottom line. Here's the bottom line with Trump.
Here's the bottom line, guys. You're all boring. I regret inviting you on. This episode has been horrible. Please leave now. Never come back.
With Trump and Bill Clinton, I think the level of embarrassment about their association with Epstein is not dissimilar, actually. Rod, what would you like to say before I just go to Benny for one last word about your investigation in California? So, Rod.
No, I think the record should reflect that of all the people we've talked about in this conversation, Donald Trump is the only one who actually kicked Epstein out of a place and barred him from Mar-a-Lago when he learned that there were...
Oh my God, bro. Take Donald Trump's dick out of your fucking mouth. You and Benny Johnson. What useless fucking pieces of shit. You can't even form a sentence. You have no credibility, man. Jesus Christ. I like people. I support people. And I criticize them in the same breath. What the fuck are we doing here? You know what? You know what, Piers? Donald Trump is the only person that ever stood up to Jeffrey Epstein.
Reasons to think that there was some creepy activity going on.
It's true.
Donald Trump did that. Bill Clinton did it, nobody else did. Yes.
I think it's a reasonable point. I just think the bottom line for Trump is he appears to have distanced himself.
Politics just pitched the most epic Piers Morgan episode. Anna versus Ethan versus Hassan versus Shmuley versus Jank versus Kyle Kalinske versus Adam Friedland versus Alex Jones. I think Piers Morgan's studio would explode, and out of all these people, Ethan would be the least interesting, but he would make the Hassan part a bit more fun.
From Epstein.
I would pay money to watch this. I would pay money to watch that. McGee says, don't be mad at Anthony. How are we supposed to know this would suck so much? Exactly. Why is everyone mad at me? I'm just the messenger, man. I'm just watching this here. I'm a conduit.
After the conviction, and I do think that gives him a better position.
Oh, yeah, at Trisha. Eric says, at Trisha. Fuck yeah. Trisha's got to be in there.
For defending himself than the ones who carried on. Because, you know, if you carry on seeing a guy when he's convicted of being a pedophile, it means you don't care that he abuses underage kids. Period.
Right.
Benny, yes. I just want to end very quickly with you with this extraordinary video you put out exposing a massive fraud in California. Just summarize it quickly.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the one he defended Elon Musk associating with Epstein that he posted yesterday. I guess we got confused about which video. You can address either one, Benny.
All right, Benny.
What?
The attacks aren't landing. He got a chuckle from Leprechaun. Piers isn't having it. Piers is like, all right, Benny. Ethan, you're not making me laugh. You're not shocking me. I don't like this. So look, you can tell Piers is disappointed with Ethan's appearance. Look at that. He's disappointed. Look.
Yeah. You can address either one, Benny.
All right, Benny.
What?
All right, Benny. Not giving him the time of day. Bro, Ethan, these are not landing. These attacks are not landing. This appearance did not land. I'm guessing Ethan is going to react to this tomorrow on their show and say that he did great or something. Come on, Ethan, you know this fucking sucks. Like, I want to enjoy this. I got nothing better to do. This sucks.
As Piers just said.
You defended Elon Musk yesterday. You said
hold on. Emailing somebody isn't a crime. I think we should be focused on crimes when it comes to Epstein.
Which is the wildest party? When is the wildest party?
It doesn't mean he committed any crime. Okay,
fine, but like, let's not sit there and act like this is all innocent, like Benny did in his YouTube video yesterday, as he continues to shill for either Trump or the Russians and peddle just absolute
I want to give Benny the chance to.
Yo, Piers keeps interrupting Ethan. Piers like, all right, you just shut up. You're not interesting. You're not saying anything useful. Just stop it. Look at that.
Or the Russians and peddle just absolute
I want to give Benny the chance to.
All right, just enough of your shit.
I want to give Benny the chance to talk about very quickly his investigation in California. Benny.
So California is the epicenter of all fraud. They spend $31 billion on their homeless crisis. That's $170,000 per homeless person. And the result of that is that homelessness has increased exponentially in California.
Wait, someone said Ethan made a homophobic joke. I think did I miss it? Or did I not get it?
As has federal funding of the homeless crisis in California. Those dollars are being stolen in amounts that are staggering. That makes Somali fraud in Minnesota look like pennies. And it's time for a full-scale federal investigation. We were able to uncover hundreds of millions of dollars of theft. This comes on the heels of other major frauds in California, including the theft of federal funding for unemployment, COVID, and this is why you have a state.
Okay.
So that's what we're doing. We're doing a full investigation.
May I
Nick
respond,
Shirley's also out
please?
there. Nick Shirley's also out there right now, and so we look forward to his investigation as well.
I'd like to respond if
Benny,
I may.
Thank you very much. Well, finally, Ethan, go on.
Thanks, guys.
Have your final word.
At a time.
Oh my God, this is so awkward. Piers was ready to let it end. Ethan's like, hey, can I close it out? Let's watch this again.
May I
Nick
respond,
Shirley's also out there.
please?
Nick Shirley's also out there right now, and so we look forward to his investigation as well.
I'd like to respond if
Benny,
I may.
Thank you very much. Well, finally, Ethan, go on.
Thanks, guys.
Have your final word.
At a time.
Piers is not going to like that, too. When I close the show, it's the end of the show. This new guest that came on today insisted on having the final word. He looks annoyed. Look at that, visibly annoyed. He's like, oh, this fucking guy.
Well, finally, Ethan, go on.
Thanks, guys.
Have your final word.
At a time when
Ethan begging. Can I have the final word after Piers has already announced the end of the episode? Like, come on, Ethan. Have some pride.
ICE is rolling up to people in unmarked vehicles and unmarked outfits, carrying people off the street and taking off in a van. When we have fascism marching into America now, who gives a shit about what's going on in California, right? There's nothing more urgent than what is happening right now with ICE. There's zero accountability.
He's reading. Ethan is like, you could kind of tell he's looking at a screen. I wasn't sure if he was looking at the screen to see himself with the rest of the people. He's reading like points. Look at that.
Who gives a shit about what's going on in California, right? There's nothing more.
He's literally reading. That's so sad, man. Come on, dude. Like, you need to read the sentence that says there's nothing worse happening in America than ICE right now. You have to read that off of your fucking MacBook.
Urgent than what is happening right now with ICE. There's zero
you can give a
accountability.
shit about both. Surely, look.
He's literally reading, man. Look at me. Hey, guys. So there's nothing worse than what's happening with ICE. Nothing is worse than ICE. I swear. Nothing is more urgent right now than ICE. I'm not reading this. I genuinely believe this. Like, what? Look at that. Look at his eyes.
Fascism marching into America now. Who gives a shit about what's going on in California, right? There's nothing more urgent.
Why aren't you looking at everyone else, Ethan? What are you reading? What are you reading, man? Look, this guy's looking at the camera. He's bored as fuck. They're all bored as fuck. He's bored. Piers is asleep. Ethan's reading a book. What are you doing?
Than what is happening right now with ICE. There's zero accountability.
You can give a shit about both. Surely, look,
you can.
I think you can give a shit about both.
I think you can.
You can give a shit about ICE and what's going on, and you can give a shit about corruption.
Yeah, but I think one is much more urgent. I think Benny is intentionally bearing the lead here. I think we're sleepwalking into fascist police overreach, and I want to say fuck ICE and get the fuck out.
Piers, can I just end by saying one quick thing, one quick statement?
Well, I can't.
Oh my god! Even that fuck ice just landed with like a wet fart, man. Look at Piers, like.
And I want to say fuck ice, and get the fuck out.
Piers, can I just end by saying one quick thing, one quick statement?
Well, I can't have people just endlessly making endless.
Oh, look! Oh my god! Now he's like, oh look, this fucker started now. Now he insisted on having the final word. Now the fucking leprechaun wants to have the final word. Do you see what you've started, Ethan? I had the end. I gave Benny Johnson the final word, and then you fucked it up. And now the leprechaun wants to fuck it up again. No, shut up, leprechaun. It's not happening. Look at that. He's fucking shutting him down. And when Ethan is like, fuck ice, he's like, well, okay. He's like, he's not smiling. He's not laughing. He's not like, oh, how dare you say that? He's like, just, oh, okay. Ethan's never being invited. If I had to guess, Piers would not want to invite Ethan back onto the show unless this gets a lot of views and it's a lot of H3 fans. You'll be like, well, I guess he'll get the views. Only reason. Other than that, he hates him.
I think Benny is intentionally bearing the lead here. I think we're sleepwalking into fascist police overreach, and I want to say fuck ICE and get the fuck out.
Piers, can I just end by saying...
Okay, fuck ICE and get the fuck out. Piers. Okay, well, we're going to end the episode. Like,
one quick thing, one quick statement.
Well, I can't have people just endlessly making endless more statements. This isn't the Grammys.
I want another
It's not the Grammys where you all queue up to say "fuck ice." So I'm afraid I'm calling it there. We're allowed one fuck ice before we finish.
Piers, let me just say I'm sorry about your fall. I'm glad you're recovering. I'm glad you're feeling better. I was worried about you. We need people like you doing these kinds of shows. I respect you a lot, Piers, and I'm glad you're feeling better. We got to get you back and healthy again. So I'm glad you're back.
Ass licking leprechaun too. Not only you're a leprechaun, but you're licking asses. Ethan, what else you want to say?
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
I want to just thank you for knowing your place and piping down and not speaking too much, as your opinion is basically worth nothing. So thank you, Governor.
Why don't we end on the happier note that Brian left us with? Thank you all very much. I appreciate it.
I mean, no, that was a. I mean, yeah, I started to like Rob Glavorovich. He started growing on me.
Your opinion is based on
again, so I'm glad you're back.
And thank you, man. I appreciate it.
I want to just thank you for knowing your place and piping down and not speaking too much, as your opinion is basically worth nothing. So thank you, Governor.
Like, you know, that came off as like mean. Like that came off as needlessly cruel. Like now he's making me feel bad for Rob Glavorovich. What's it? Blavoyevich? Like. Come on, Ethan. You're making this guy seem sympathetic. Now you're making me feel bad and feel sympathy for him. You're telling him, thank you for piping down because you're irrelevant and useless. Like, as if Ethan was relevant in this conversation. He had to beg Piers. Can I respond, Piers, please, right at the end? Can I trick you? Can I pressure you into letting me talk at the end? God, this fucking sucked.
We end on the happier note that Brian left us with. Thank you all very much. I appreciate it.
Thanks,
yeah,
Barry.
I think we missed a drag. I didn't hear the homophobic joke. I don't know what it was.
Returning to Uncensored now is Glenn Beck, the founder of Blaze Media.
Oh, okay. Well, that was that. That was so disappointing. God damn. I thought that would be an like Ethan Klein on Piers Morgan the first time. I thought that would be fucking fire, you know? Complaining about anti-Semitism, complaining about Hassan, complaining about this and that. And Hassan didn't tell people to vote for Kamala. And look at where we're at now. They were talking about Don Lemon half the time, and then a little bit about Jeffrey Epstein, and then like I don't know. Is that going to get people to subscribe to the H3 podcast? Is that going to get people to buy Teddy Fresh? I don't know what that appearance did for Ethan. Maybe he's trying to get in, you know, like people were saying in the chat, like a little bit of that Hassan action, but. Whew. Anyways, that was a lot. It's been a 3-hour stream. I need to get some dinner. This was boring as shit. Sorry for that last hour and a half or whatever. I did not know it was going to be that bad, folks. I did not know. Okay. Thank you all for being here so much. Tomorrow, Nour and Karine should be here. I'm pretty sure. We're going to be talking about, I don't know yet. We have some couple of news things to talk about, movie news stuff to talk about, interesting things. And
There's this show in Lebanon where they're exposing like dirty ass restaurants, and a lot of restaurants are now like going above and beyond, like cleaning their kitchens and showing their clean kitchens on TikTok and stuff. It's kind of funny how pathetic it is. So we might react to some of that, like the most controversial Lebanese restaurants that have been taken down with this whole thing. Yeah, Haley says, did Trump shit himself? Let me Google it real quick. Did Trump shit himself? Trump poop his pants, climate activist, big claim. Did Trump poop himself during executive order signing? Rumor isn't backed up by credible evidence, unfortunately. What is that? Rumors suggest that attendees of a news conference visibly reacted to the US president audibly defecating. You think? Trump audibly shits himself on TV, immediately ends press conference. It's on video?
Biden term is going to be a thing of the past, and I'm so proud to be part of
And
this.
fellas, some great things happening, right?
Yeah.
Marty, there's great, really great things happening, I hear. And some pretty big announcements over a short period of time, right?
Yep. Moving drugs over the counter so you don't need a prescription.
Yeah, right.
Naloxone, which treats opioid, is one of those drugs. And we're being proactive with synthetic 7-OH, a new opioid that's showing up. And we're working with the DOJ on addressing that because chemists are coming up with new opioids faster than the government has been able to keep up. We're going proactive on these new chemicals.
That's great. No, I hear fantastic things. Thank you all very much. We really appreciate it a lot. Thank you, Oz. He's doing a fantastic job. Thank you all very much. I appreciate it. Thank you, please. Thank you.
Mr. President, can you respond to the new Fox poll that says people think ISIS's tactics are too aggressive?
Thank you, guys.
First reporters, we're done. Thank you. Cameras, we're going.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Wait, did it happen? Did he shit himself?
Thank you.
Yeah. Are we gonna flip for this, or what are we gonna do? Oh, sorry.
Chemicals.
That's great. No, I hear fantastic things. Thank you all very much. We really appreciate it a lot. Thank you, Oz. He's doing a fantastic job. Thank you all very much. I appreciate it. Thank you, please. Thank you.
Look at the woman in green.
Mr. President, can you respond to the new Fox poll that says people think ISIS's tactics are too aggressive?
She's scratching her nose.
Thank you all very much. Thank you all very much. We really appreciate
on these new chemicals.
That's great. No, I hear fantastic things. Thank you all very much. We really appreciate
The government has been able to keep up. We're going proactive on these new chemicals.
That's great. No, I hear fantastic things. Thank you all very much. We really appreciate it a lot. Thank you, Oz.
I can't hear it. When does it happen?
The DOJ on addressing that because chemists are coming up with new opioids faster than the government has been able to.
Oh, right after he says faster. Okay, I hear it. Okay.
Because chemists are coming up with new opioids faster than the government has been able to keep up.
All right, that kind of sounds like a fart.
We're going proactive on these new chemicals.
That's great. No, I hear fantastic.
Been able to keep up. We're going proactive on these new chemicals.
That's great.
Jay on addressing that because chemists.
We're going to slow it down a little bit. Playback speed 0.5.
Are coming up with new opioids faster than the government has been able to keep up. We're going proactive on these new chemicals.
That's great. No, I hear fantastic.
That made it more
things.
confusing.
We're going proactive. Are coming up with new opioids faster than the government has been able to keep up. We're going proactive on these new opioids faster than the government has been able to keep up. We're going proactive on these new chemicals.
That's great. No, I hear fantastic things. Thank you all very much. We really appreciate it a lot. Thank you, Oz. He's doing a fantastic job. Thank you all very much.
I don't think he shat himself. I don't think he shat himself. Her reaction isn't that bad. But hey, is it fun to think he did? Of course, he probably shits himself. Look, guys, he's an old man. He's definitely shitting and farting himself all day. I don't think he did it now, but it did sound kind of like a little light fart. All right, guys.
Much love. Thank you to everybody who gifted a membership today, who joined our memberships, who sent in a super chat. We appreciate you all very much. We will try to have a very fun stream tomorrow. I'll try my best. I'll also have to work on a TikTok tomorrow for the Lego. Want to make a fun little TikToky. Everybody, have a good night. Thank you so much for being here. It was super fun. Nice catching up. I'm getting back in the groove of regular streams. I have a schedule up on the community tab. Go check it out. So tomorrow, live with the ladies. Thursday, Lego building stream. Friday, Dark Souls 2 stream with my best friend Elias and Chris, our very own Chris, coming over to play some Dark Souls. Let's go. No stream Saturday, most likely. And Sunday, I'll discuss with the boys if we take a break for the Super Bowl or if we reschedule or something. Have a good night, everybody. Sleep tight if you're here in Lebanon or in Europe. Sorry for all the nasty shit today. Have a good night. And as always,
do not worry.